right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of Stoop Talk Podcast, man. My name is Lance BCE. I am the host for today, and I am here with the usual suspects. Starting to my left, we got the one and only DJ Actor. What's going on?
It's good.
You feeling good today? In good
Hungry.
spirits? You ain't eat your pizza?
Yeah, I did, but I'm still hungry.
You a skinny fat guy, man. I swear.
Yo, next.
All right. Next up, we got my man Chase in the building. What's going on, Chase?
What's up?
How you feeling?
Tired, but I'm here.
Everything is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next up, we got my man Phresh. Fifth Ave Phresh. What's going on?
The vibes.
You feeling Fifth Ave today? Like, what's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm just chilling, man. I'm, cooling how I cool.
Dibbling and dabbling.
That's right.
Next up, we got my boy Keds. Keds, what's up?
Chilling, man. What's up?
Incredible Hulk today?
Not today. I'm calm today, bro.
You calm?
Yeah, I just got a lot of good energy, so I'm good.
The summertime is
I.e.
approaching.
there's no Henny here.
Facts. Yeah.
This is a sober episode, folks.
Oh yeah, it's the first time in a long time. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, today we got two special guests in the building. These are two people that are very influential in the community. Two people that got a lot going on. They got their brands going on, a lot of different entities, a lot of different things that they do, right? So I'm gonna introduce the first person. This is actually courtesy of DJ Active. So round of applause for yourself. Big up yourself one time.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll do that.
Oh, no special effects for that?
I'll do that.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, introducing Corey K. Corey K, what's up? What's the word, brother?
What's going on, man? I'm happy to be here. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. Heard great things about it. Active Boys telling me about it. So glad to be here. Let's go. Let's get it going.
You
we
better
gonna
be
have some
talking
fun.
good about it. You on the show.
Yeah, Corey, I appreciate you coming through. We're gonna have some
No
fun
problem.
today. We're gonna have a bunch of good discussions, all right? And next up, we got a dear friend of mine. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, this person actually used to be my boss, believe it or not. But thank goodness we developed a really nice friendship along the way. And she's not my boss no longer, so I can say what I want to say now. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, introducing my big sis. It's Keisha Hickson, y'all. What's up? Talk to them.
Thank you for having me back. My son, sometimes my brother, my mentee as well. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We're gonna have some good fun today. Today's a really it's gonna be a different type of episode, because like I said, we got these two individuals. They got a lot going on, right? So I'm just gonna actually jump into it. I'm gonna actually speak to Corey first, right? So
Wait, so you're not gonna do no introduction? Like they're gonna say who they are?
yeah, bro. Can I?
Oh, I thought, no.
Joe, we need to switch his name to Joe now. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
No.
you still got Joe.
Joe
Look at you
BCE.
try to. I just
Or
said one
Joe
thing.
Active.
No.
You should at least saw what he was gonna do first before.
No,
you
he
said
said he was gonna
something,
jump right into it, like he was gonna get into the
bro. He
question.
said I'm gonna talk to
No.
Corey first.
Yeah, I said I'm
All
gonna
right,
talk
so
to
you got that one. I apologize.
Say you're sorry.
He did.
I just did.
Joe.
Oh, now I want you to say the words I'm sorry, so that I apologize.
Okay, so we see where Joe comes in. All right, continue.
Yeah. Anyways, before I was really interrupting Corey, sorry.
Nah, it's all
your,
good.
your boy is king interrupting on this show if you ever watch. Man's love interrupting people. But yes, I want to talk to you real quick.
Right.
Everybody knows you as, the promoter, like one of the, really big promoters, event planners in Brooklyn, right? I remember when I was growing up, even back from, this is like 10, 15 years ago, back when I was in high school, I remember seeing,
Man, you making me feel old, man.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I just remember seeing guys like him and Castro and Chow, like especially in night school in Canarsie, like promoting their parties, like that's how far this goes back. You know what I'm saying? So I just actually want you to speak about, the path from then to where you are now in terms of your brand. I know you got your brand is called Black Excellence Brand.
Yeah.
So speak how that came about and how you transitioned to just doing parties, and then later on throughout the years you started getting involved into like other different things. So just give it like an introduction to yourself for people that
Basically,
don't know.
how you came from Shot to Corey to
Right,
Corey K.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And, well, what made you switch that name, by the way? Like,
Because I knew what route I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to do more industry stuff and reach out to a different set of people. So I couldn't walk into like a Ciroc office and say, yo, my name is Shata Corey. Like they look at me like I'm a killer or something because everybody got this thing like of what a Shata is, but
Right.
I got the name from how I used to dress back in the day, like when the tight clothes first came about, and I was wearing Diesel and Moschino and shit like that. So that you could curse, right? Yeah, alright, cool. Yeah, so that's how the name came about. One of my boys gave me that name when I was like 16 years old in high school. Shout out to my man Sean Shiz. Yeah, so he gave me the name Shata Corey. So I was always popular in high school. So we decided to throw a couple high school parties, and from then it was crazy. And what separated us from a young age is that we wanted to do what everybody else wasn't doing. So if there's a club that anybody else couldn't get, we want to go for that club. If there's a DJ that people couldn't get, we going for that DJ. So back then, like, you was the man if you could have booked like Jabba and Bobby Condas from Hot 97. So we wanted to get those type of people and the Chows, and we just wanted to do different things. We spent thousands of dollars on a flyer, just doing like big photo shoots just for a flyer. So the marketing and the branding was big at a young age, and the transition came about, like I said, it's like I just wanted to appeal to a different set of people. And me, I always like to dress up, like with suits and stuff like that. So it was like, I wanted to see my people dress the same way. So that's where Black Excellence came about. And it didn't click at first, especially for men. Like men didn't hardly dress up. It's even
harder
to church.
for dudes to want to dress up.
I barely see certain dudes dress up to a funeral. So it was like for them to dress up, it took a little while. But now it's like, the event is a hit. Like everybody, I see the most gangsters dudes dress up for that one night. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the transition came about. I just seen myself doing way more than just like the hood parties and stuff like that. Like,
so talking about that same Black Excellence event for your birthday,
right?
Where do you see that event going next? Is there another level for that? Like, do you have a vision? Like,
definitely want to add artists to it. I want to add artists and like just have certain celebrities come out doing it in different cities. Definitely want to do that. And I want to start something called a Black Excellence Weekend where I take over the whole weekend, but it won't be just all about parties. Like any city we go to, we would like speak at the local school. We would do like a brunch, do something for like the local colleges or whatever, and then do the actual Black Excellence event. So, years down the line, that's what I want to do. Even a Black Excellence concert within that weekend with straight like Black artists. Nothing against, the other races. Like I'm not against white people.
We gotta look up our own.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I feel that. It's funny you say that because like I think like for me, Kids and Phresh, we kind of had the same similar path because obviously we used to do parties back in the day.
Right.
We used to do the whole nightlife thing for years, and then as we got into like our careers or whatnot, life happened and we kind of branched off of that. But we branched off and started doing different type of things, right? And then on top of that, we started doing the whole philanthropy, giving back to the community. You guys got the clothing line, Christoph Christian, you know what I'm saying? I do little different things here and there, different type of events. So I think it's a beautiful thing when you grow as you get older, you know what I'm saying? That's really the key. You're supposed to grow, right?
Yeah.
So going back to let's talk about your Black Excellence brand, right? So what is that brand specifically? Like what is the goal of that brand and what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Like
the brand is not just a party. The brand is you see, I want to do clothing, I want to do events, I want to do philanthropy, movies, everything Black Excellence. Like I got a few movie scripts written.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the Black Excellence event, obviously. I started the clothing line, but I didn't know how hard a clothing line was to do. I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So it's not impossible to do, but it definitely takes a lot of time. So I need a whole team set up to do that. But the brand is everything. It's a whole bunch of different tiers that's under the whole Black Excellence brand. Like I said, movies, clothing, events, philanthropy.
See,
talk about philanthropy because I did see something on your page about you doing that same barbershop that we go to, Lifestyle.
Yeah. So me and my boy Junior from Lifestyle, we're doing a block party on July 13th. So it's basically geared towards like the family and the kids, a bunch of games
in the community,
basketball.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna have Active come out, show kids how to shoot. You know what I mean?
This guy.
Yeah, a bunch of games and just giveaways and you know what I mean. So it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, and then Keisha's another one we're gonna get into. She she does so much for the community.
Yeah.
She does I think she have events every month for the community.
I feel like I need to do more.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I felt the same way. That's how we started doing the whole toy drive thing every year. And then we end up speaking to kids at a school from my homegirl. She was actually on the show too a couple weeks ago.
Right.
We spoke to
right.
the kids for career day, whatnot. I thought that was really dope.
Yeah.
And we gave kids, inspiration. You know
My
what I'm
thing
saying,
is,
and
it's
hope.
only like around Thanksgiving and Christmas where people want to get
Yeah,
real
that's
involved.
true.
Like it's all year.
It's supposed to be
these
all
kids
year
need
round.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying.
That's
So
what I mentioned to Lance. We did the toy drive. The toy drive last Christmas. Like I feel like we only come out for Christmas. What happens to like back to school, Easter? We got to do more stuff throughout the year, not just show for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
right,
Mhm.
definitely.
I definitely agree with that. So Corey, one last thing with you now, right? I noticed that through Active that you got a new show, The Corey Effect.
Yeah, the
right?
Corey K effect.
So yeah, let's talk about that real quick before you jump into Keisha. So tell us what that show is about. What you trying to accomplish with that show? What to expect on that show?
My thing with the Corey K effect, the first episode I did, Mr. C, right?
Mhm.
Great interview, and he really opened up. So my thing is, since like Arsenio and Living Color, Def Comedy Jam, there hasn't been a platform to really put anybody on that pedestal. Like, look how many great artists came out of Arsenio, like when they were young. Def Comedy Jam, how many great comedians. In Living Color, how many great comedians. So since that era, there hasn't been like a show that interviews dope people, that put dope artists or dope comedians or anything you do in the arts on that platform. So that's what I want to do. I want to interview dope people. Like the long term goal would be to have my own studio, like the Arsenio Hall show, and people come on the show and interview. But what I want to do too is go to like restaurants. Say you open up a restaurant today, I will come to your restaurant opening and try whatever your signature meal is. Or if somebody opens up a school, if anybody starts a business, say you open up a new hair salon, I'll go there, I'll interview at the hair salon. So yeah, so that's something where I would come down and interview you. So it's basically interviewing dope people, and it's like it's my own social media. Like you come to the Corey K page to do dope interviews or see what I take. Like say a movie comes out today, I would talk about it. Like yesterday Dark Phoenix was this, that, the other. This is what, like nothing negative, but just.
It seems similar
That's
to
what
the
the
type
Corey
of show
K
that we
effect
got going on here.
Yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
really don't have a specific genre. We literally talk about whatever.
Anything, yeah.
And we like to bring different type of guests coming to the show. Like the
Right.
other day we had the show that just came out today. The filmmakers, producers.
Oh
These
yeah,
two
yeah.
young black kid guys. They making short film series. Right, one's doing a docu series, another one's doing like a love drama
Nice,
drama
nice.
as we called it. And then we had another activist, Haley. She came on the show the other day. She was talking about her organization, specifically engaged. So I think it's important to bring awareness to people that have different things going on. So the people know and the community know, because half of the times the community don't know that people we offer these things to do certain things, and
Right.
that's essential. You know what I'm saying? So I have one last question for you.
Go ahead.
To actually piggyback back to you doing events, right? I don't know if you guys have any other questions for him. We're gonna get to that too. But
This guy's quiet over here, man.
yeah,
Sorry,
my
Joe
bad.
do his thing.
Yeah, my bad. But one last question for you. At any point from when you first started doing parties from high school till now, did you feel like, or events period, you felt like, I don't know if this is for me, like, or like if you had like a off event or off party where the numbers weren't like how it looked, or you lost some
Right.
money, did you ever feel like, nah, I think it's time to do something different, or like explain to me how that went?
It's crazy you say that, because just this morning I put up a post saying it's very hard for entrepreneurs. Like people just see the success, but nobody puts up the failures. And me, I strongly believe that you got to fail to win.
Yeah.
Like I've took tons and tons and tons of losses in this business, but the thing is, I love it. Like I could do this without getting paid. I love planning events and promoting parties and seeing people have fun at my events. Like I'm one of them type of promoters that I'm not standing in my section all day at my party. I will walk around the whole party and say what's up to every last person in there, thank them, and Active plays for numerous one of my events. It's like I make sure that people have a different type of experience. But I've thought about quitting many times and like get a job and this and that. And I've had good jobs in my past, but I will work there for a week and all I could think about is throwing events. That's it. Like
your passion.
I can't. And for me, nothing against nobody with a job, but me, I feel like I can't go to work for 10 hours when I could put that same 10 hours
Energy to your
into my
business.
passion.
So
Like,
that's it.
and again, I'm gonna say no disrespect to nobody with a job, but I just feel like it's just not for me. Like I gotta put my all into this because I know it's gonna work out. It has to.
Like I was telling somebody the other day, college is for some people, and sometimes it's not for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like Jay-Z didn't go to college.
Yeah, we had
At
that
all.
conversation.
Yeah,
too
we had
on-
that
on one of the
conversation.
Yeah,
about
you know what I'm
college.
saying?
Yeah, that
Jay-Z
was
didn't
really
go to
good.
college.
Congrats to Hov
Certain
being the
thing-
first hip hop billionaire.
Yeah,
Congrats
yeah.
to Hov
And,
for that, man.
you know, it's just certain things that's just for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like he said, no knock to anybody. If you work 9 to 5 and, you know, it's working for you, you're working for your family, you know, congratulations to that.
See, the thing too, we came up at a time where our parents pushed to us like college is the only way
Yeah.
and this and that. My mother did the same thing. She didn't approve of me doing events until she actually came to
And
one of
so,
my
you
events.
know.
And since then, she's been like, my mother's in all my events now. So it's like,
Mhm.
with my daughter now, I'm not gonna push her to go to college if that's not what she really wants to do, especially if she's talented in other things where you don't really have to go to college. Like these kids nowadays are born entrepreneurs. Like they got
right.
kids on
Especially
YouTube
with
making
social
millions
media
of dollars
way-
Right.
at 5 years old, teaching other kids how to play with toys.
Yeah.
When
like,
I found
I mean?
out
So-
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
like
On
like
YouTube,
there's
little
you-
kids
On YouTube,
making
real
money,
kids
bro.
making millions of
Yeah.
dollars. 'Cause my
Yeah.
daughter watches it.
Yeah.
Like she's not playing with her toys. She's watching other kids
Can
playing
play with toys,
Like,
yeah,
I
that's-
don't get it.
that's
So I'm
Sure,
like,
yeah.
yo,
That's a new thing now. 'Cause my
Yo.
niece and nephew's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm
Watching
like,
them
yo,
play with
watch other
toys.
kids
Son, I've
play with
watched.
you could start
I've
your
watched
own.
a kid watch YouTube of somebody playing a video game.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you don't want to.
No, it
nah,
got
I don't
kids
want to
that
play the
make
game. I just
bread.
want to watch.
How
it.
about they
Teaching you
got
how to
kids that
play-
make
how to
money
play
off of
games.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
watching
like, I
somebody
was
play
telling-
Fortnite. Like,
Yes.
what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
And I was telling Junior, he was watching somebody play like Call of Duty.
Mhm.
I'm like, you don't gotta watch them. I got Call of Duty right here. You can watch me. I can.
He said you can watch me.
Right.
I can show you how to
Well,
play
he-
the game.
he
if
told
wanna
you
don't
know.
wanna
Yeah,
watch
that's just a new
Yeah,
thing, yo. And I
yeah.
told my daughter, like, why don't you start? My daughter likes doing hair. She likes nails. She wants to start her own book. Like, she wants to write novels. So I'm like, yo, I'll help you do everything. And me, unfortunately, I have outlets where I could help her do certain things. I know people in certain industries. So I'm like, yo, you could do whatever you want.
Right. There's people who go to school to learn how to DJ. Fortunate for me, I didn't have to go to school for that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that's in life that they have to go to school to learn. And sometimes it's just in you already and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my sister could like draw. She didn't
Which
have to go to
sister? Your
school
big
to
sister?
draw. She knew how to draw
What?
already.
I didn't know you
Yeah,
said
my
that.
sister and my father's a like
Yeah.
great.
School could never teach me what the streets taught me.
Mhm.
And
Right.
not the streets like streets, but
Yeah.
me being in the field doing what I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
School could have never taught me that.
Right.
The trial and error, like school don't teach you that.
Right.
That's true. I agree with that. Anybody have any more questions for Corey? I got another one, but I'll wait till I'll
Yeah, that because that what was it? A Sunday you walked into the barbershop and I was there.
That was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, That was a commercial you did, right?
Yes, that was a
Now-
commercial for them actually.
Oh, it
Right.
was for them
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
was talking to my barber. I'm like, yo, he just coming in here doing a commercial and bouncing for what?
Yeah, that
And
was
Bob was
a
like-
commercial for the shop.
Oh no.
Yeah. I thought it was a good idea for them.
That's
So I
and
said,
that's what he said. He was
I
like,
might
"Yo,
as well-
I think he just came up with an idea and was like,
Yeah.
yo, let's just run with it." And I
Right.
was like, "Word."
yeah.
And then when I seen it like on the gram, I was like,
Yeah, this shit came out
Oh,
dope.
that's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Let me tell you,
yeah.
your brand is everything. Presentation is everything. I saw the
That's a
commercial
fact.
too. He's talking about, and
Yeah.
like your brand is everything,
Yeah.
man.
Corey
If it
walked in the
looks
barbershop with a
certain
suit. I
way,
was
yeah.
like, "Where you going? You going to church?" And he was like, "Nah, he's doing a commercial." Then I saw his son with the camera come out. So I was like, "Oh, this is different."
Yeah,
That's
this shit
dope.
came out dope.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any questions for Corey?
We can circle back around.
Yeah. But
I have
the
another.
clothing line, you could also talk to them. I
Yeah,
mean, they got
definitely.
their
That's why I
hats.
said we're
That's-
gonna circle
yeah,
back around.
Yeah.
That's
We
that
gonna-
shirt right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the color.
Shirt,
Appreciate it.
jacket, hat.
Yeah,
They
they
gonna be
got the
holding
hat.
on.
They're gonna be at
Yeah.
the next Black Excellence. Like, yo,
Yeah,
here's the table.
that is hard.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
That
Appreciate
is
it.
hard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So one last question for you, Corey, before you go to Keisha. Do you have anything that's coming out that you're coming out? You do have an event that's coming out.
Yeah, I
right?
got Trope coming up on
Talk to
Sunday.
us about Trope. What's
Sunday,
Trope?
June
What's the
30th.
experience supposed to be like?
Trope is like a dope summer.
Nah, I'm gonna pause him
yeah, go ahead.
because I went last year,
Okay,
so you're not gonna have to talk.
That shit was lit.
Listen, hold on, Linda, listen.
Linda,
Amazing.
I
listen.
think Keisha's going this year too.
Amazing, yo, 100% from the time I walked in to the time I left. Perfect. There's no fault.
What's the date
It's
on that? Because I want to know if this
Sunday, June 30th.
Oh, so this episode
Couple
will be up
weeks,
by then.
yeah.
This episode will come out next week. So
Yo,
nice.
perfect, man.
Yeah.
And I want to
Good luck.
congratulate you because I don't want to say age, but I used to go to tennis skirt,
Yeah,
car
that's-
shirt and tennis. What is it?
Look, class shirt, tennis
Tennis skirt. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
his
this
event.
is years ago, bro. And the
That was
elevation.
like the high school legend.
Yeah.
That
the
party right
elevation-
there is like,
Ours used to be lit.
yeah.
Nah, but that party was like a kind of a thing, bro. I think he had like
Right.
6 of them parties.
Yeah, I
Nah,
had a
Corey
couple.
was a
Yeah.
big time. That's what I said. When I was growing up, I mean, and in the nightlife, it was
He's
him.
still growing up.
Right. Well, yeah, because you're older than me, right? But it was him. It was Castro. It was I knew Castro, so I always knew. And then Chow and all these other guys that was just and Starks. They was always there. You know what I'm saying? They always had.
Shout out to Skip
like-
too.
Oh yeah,
shout out to
Skip.
Skip.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I just
told
think
kids
that's.
about the party. He didn't get back to me.
Let me
Going
tell you
or
something.
not.
It's hard to stay on top, man.
It
It's hard
is.
to be, deliver consistent. People don't know the stress and the work that goes into doing events.
Some people
Yeah,
don't
you
want to go
definitely-
through the stress and the work.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't half of the time. That's why I don't really be doing
Yeah,
it that
you
much.
gotta
no more.
remember
You got to
why-
keep reinventing yourself.
Yeah, I'm
man.
about to say that it's how you
Have to
reinvent
keep
yourself.
reinventing
It's
yourself.
not really staying on top. It's how you change
Right.
and how you change with the times and how you see things are going. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let me change this up to make this formula work now. You have to keep changing. Like
Man,
you can't stay
it's
stagnant.
Many days,
doing
many
the same
nights I
thing.
want to quit. Many
It's
times I didn't.
very
I
difficult.
have nothing in my pocket. I just had money for my son, and I was like, "Yo, I need this and I need that to get to the spot."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not working for nobody. I'm not working for nobody. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. So
And
One
now
thing,
look,
too, if you
big
do it-
rich money, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me hold
Big
something.
rich money.
still broke.
Let me hold
And
something.
Active's the richest one on this team.
Mhm.
No,
That's a
I
fact.
am not.
That's a
How many
fact.
times
That's
he
a
told us
fact.
he
He
returns
told
the
us
lights
that.
out? Not me.
Word.
But just to go back to the tropes, that's what it's called, right? I don't want to mess
Yeah,
up the
trope. Yeah.
So like, what's the experience? Because I was waiting for Kes to get into like the experience. Like,
The
what's
experience
to expect
is-
from there? Like, where is it at?
It's at
location?
99 Scott Avenue in Williamsburg this year. So the experience with Trope is just like anything you could dream of. That's what I'm gonna do there. Last year I had like girls walking around with snakes on their chests and fire breathers and girls with like disco balls on their head. And my thing, the biggest thing with me is the music, the vibe. Like Active now, I will come to him like, nah, play this, do this, do this. And I don't mean to be that type of guy, but I just know what I want from my events. Like I don't treat my events like some
It's
regular.
basically Professor
regular-
X.
That's funny.
Like I ain't annoying, but me and Active we work good together.
Right.
Like
right.
so Active
Active
know
is my guy.
Active know what
came
my
a long
vibe
way,
is.
man.
You know what I mean?
Nah, but that's respectable though, because I know like, especially like when you're an entrepreneur, you got a vision for what you're trying to
Yeah.
put out to the world, and you want it to be like that.
And that's it. Nobody
is-
can
you're
change
right.
that.
You're
Like,
basically
nobody can change
being
that.
one person in everybody.
Right. It's the same
know what
way
I'm
when we
saying?
do clothes.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like if we sketch something out and we come up with a certain color and we want a certain print and we want a certain garment, and we not doing it until we could get it,
Get it
that
that
way.
way.
And you know what's
Yeah.
funny? It's funny you say that. Does it make y'all angry when y'all see like
Yes.
other designs like cheat the
Bro,
system?
no, not even that. The thing that pisses me off the most, and it happened a lot, is like we got a lot of sketches in the bank that we have not used, probably 3, 4, 5 years old. That's just dope, but it wasn't for that time yet.
Right.
And then you'll turn around and see an ad in somewhere, and it's the same thing that you did last year and didn't do it.
Mm.
How many times that happened to us?
All the time.
Like, we didn't show nobody the design, but it's just like, where this came from? It's the same thing I just did last year.
Mhm.
That's the most frustrating thing. Is like when you know you should have ran with something, but you waited.
Sometimes you got to do it, man. Like Nike, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
gotta
that's
do
it.
it.
Comes.
Stan Lee had said
being
had
a
So
said
basically,
something
you
like
just
that.
didn't take the risk on being a trendsetter.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
not.
but-
It's
yeah,
not
but-
that. It's just that's the gift and the curse of being a perfectionist.
Mhm.
If you don't think something's ready, it's not ready.
Right.
I don't know if y'all watched the Stan Lee when he was talking about when he made Spider-Man and his boss thought it was stupid, and then he put it out anyway, and then it became one of the biggest things.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He said sometimes when you feel like something is there for you, you should just do it. You know what I'm saying? So you know your mistakes from not putting out something that was last year or year before.
Mm.
So if you think of something right now, just
Yeah,
do
you
it.
Just gotta go with your gut.
Yeah, you just got to do it, bro.
Because even with me, a lot of people said nobody would dress up to parties. Like back then, when I first did it, like 9 years ago, they're like, nobody dressing up to go to no party, no suit, nobody doing like. So imagine I would have listened and never
Yeah.
did it. Like I probably wouldn't be here right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we know the
Back in
struggle, the
Oceana
struggle of
days.
that because we had a
Facts.
few.
Yeah, we had a
Dressed
few
to
dressed up
impress, like,
events.
elegant affairs.
Yeah. Not
and-
everybody came.
Yeah, but
Right.
I would say probably at least like 80%
85%.
follow
yeah.
dress code
Which is
though,
not-
which is
right.
that's a good percentage.
yeah.
Let's get to
Yeah,
Keisha,
we're gonna get to
though.
Keisha now.
Let's get to Keisha.
All right, so Keisha. This is the big sis, man. So Keisha has like a lot going on, so I'm not even gonna say much. I'm gonna let her introduce. So Keisha's actually a business owner, by the way. Shining Stars Enterprises. She has 2 salons out. You do kids hair, yeah, all natural hair. So I'm gonna let her get into that first. So tell us about your business efforts, your salons, and what else you got going on. She's also an author as well, guys. She has a what's it called? I Am Fearless, right? That's the name of the book. Yeah. So yeah, she does different types of. Keisha got something going on every single month. I'm telling you, she does not stop.
That
She
sounds
works.
real busy.
Works. Keisha is the definition of an entrepreneur, man.
That's how you
A
gotta
go getter. So I'm gonna let her take the mic. So go ahead. Tell us about Shining Star.
Well, thanks for having me tonight.
What are y'all doing, bro?
Just let it rock. Go ahead. Just let it rock.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry.
Are y'all kidding?
Okay.
Yeah,
That might as well use Corey mic.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Keisha.
just go
use
ahead,
Corey mic.
Keisha. Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. So thanks for having me. I am Keisha Hickson, the owner of Shining Star Enterprises. And under that enterprise, we do have 2 salons, one in the Flatbush area, one in the Bed-Stuy area as well. Under the Shining Star Enterprise, we do have a kid apparel line, a t-shirt line, and we wrote a kid's book called I'm Fearless. You know, part of the salon world, when I choose to open up this business about 2 years ago, I wanted it to be more than just a hair salon where we nurture the kid from the inside and out. And that's what came up with the whole I Am a Shining Star, I Am Fearless in the first series of empowerment for our youth.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a business owner, especially when you deal with children, you have to be some type of a positive force more so like how they look on the outside. Especially this day and age with social media, I thought it was important for us to really tap into the child on the inside as well as the outside. So 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a rare blood cancer, and I decided like to live my dreams, like just go for it. Like, what would be my legacy if something happened? And that's how I started to think about what type of business that I would go into. And that's how the kids salon was birthed. And then one thing led to the next. The t-shirt, the book. Right now, we're doing a fearless workshop within the school system and after school programs with the kids to kind of let them find their fearlessness.
Keisha loves the kids, y'all. Keisha got a soft spot for the kids. So Keisha loves the kids. She's always doing things for the kids, man. So that's what's up. So your 2 salons, where's the locations for them?
One is at 14 Lenox Road, and the other one is at 126 Ralph Avenue.
Okay. And then I have a question for you regarding that. What made you specifically get into like the cosmetics beauty business for kids specifically? Like what led you to go down that path?
Well, what led me to is like I mentioned, I was diagnosed and I have a daughter as well. Right. And like what legacy would I leave behind for her? Like how would she see her mother become an entrepreneur and develop this whole brand? And a couple of things came across my mind that I could possibly go into, but for some reason that kind of stuck with me. The whole beauty industry for kids, like you can't go wrong with kids, right? People are having kids every day, and what
Every month.
Corey was talking about, life has evolved. Like I wasn't going to a kid hair salon when I was Madison's age. That didn't exist. Your aunt combed your hair, but as time goes on, we kind of elevated living this lifestyle, like Black excellence. Like my kid goes to the hairdresser, the busy mom. We're all very, very busy. And most of us have 2 or 3 jobs, a job and a side hustle that we're trying to pursue. So that's how Shining Star Kids Salon was born. And it just one thing led to the next. And here we are today.
Yeah, for the record, Keisha also, I just want to shout it out. She actually, did the toy drive with us as well. She was included. So I just want to shout her on that because I said Keisha do, love the kids. You know what I'm saying? So big up Keisha one time for that, right? So now let's talk about what made you, decide why did you decide to come out with like the book series?
I think part of the book series and me dealing with my own, my current diagnosis I'm still living with was like, I had to really find my fearlessness. It was hard to start a business, manage my health, my daughter, and everything else. But I found the strength within that, right? And like Corey said, being an entrepreneur is real, okay?
Yeah, right.
Two retail spaces, the overhead, the talent behind it, you're working like 24 hours a day. So I just constantly had to reinvent myself, constantly push myself because every 3 months is a new challenge. How do you overcome that? How do you stay relevant in the marketplace? How do you keep your customer coming? What separates you from everybody else? So that has definitely pushed me. Also decided to become an entrepreneur, like my own development, personal development as well, has been put to the test.
Yeah, and congrats to Keisha's Instagram business page is over 2,000. I saw you put that up the other day. You know, I remember when it was like at 200.
When we just
You know what I'm
started,
saying?
right?
So now it's at 2,000. So
Which is cool. Those are organic followers too. Those are like
Yeah.
people who really follow the brand, believe in the brand, who buy services from us. Like I think I didn't really grow up in the whole social media era, but social media has taken on a mind of its own, and people try to validate you through social media, but it's not always true. Right? It's not.
You know, and I like that you said organic followers because you know a person can have 10K and only get 10 likes.
Right.
And it's because they only have not 10 likes, but let's just say 60 because they only have 60 people they connect with, you know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't even matter about the likes, you know what I'm saying? As long as you putting it out there, you put your work out there, people see it. When somebody asks you what's your Instagram, they see it, you know. They shouldn't watch followers and likes. They should see that you're working towards something. You know what I'm saying?
And the content that you put on, the services that you're providing. I just, even when I do the workshops within the schools, I think these kids have like a false sense of what reality is based upon Instagram and people summon them on Instagram and talking to them indirectly, how they're going to be perceived with the filters, I think is a lot. Like, I think for, like, I know Corey mentioned he's doing something for the kids. We have to show them life beyond social media, like what it really takes to start a business, what it takes to put on an event, to be a successful business owner. Again, it's not about the likes, right? It's how you grow your brand.
I told my son the other day, it was like there was no Instagram when I was growing up. We was living without social
handing out
media.
flyers in the cold, in the
there
rain.
was no social media. So I said, if you want an Instagram, it's gonna be later on in life. You gotta know how to separate yourself from that and social media. Because I didn't have social media.
It's not even just that. I just think like the age of social media now, and this is a completely different, topic that we'll have to discuss another time because it's just like too much to talk about. But the age of social media now, kids don't have a childhood. Yeah. Like y'all mentioned, they go on YouTube to watch other kids play instead of playing themselves. You know what I mean? It's insane. But that, like I said, that's a topic for another day because we could talk about that for days.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to save that for another episode. But back to Keisha though. So your philanthropy work. I know you're very, very, very big on that. You literally do something. I feel like every month doing philanthropy work. I know you, at one point you was doing something for the homeless. So you're always doing something for the kids. I know you have something coming up soon within the next 3 to 4 weeks. I forgot what it was exactly. What type of philanthropy work you got coming up right now?
Well, prior to owning the salons, like I always believe in giving back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in that type of way. God has been good to me in so many ways. So before the salons, we used to feed the homeless twice a year. Like my birthday, I'm doing it again.
Birthday.
When is your birthday?
Yes.
June 14th.
Okay.
Right. So that morning, I do a big breakfast for the shelter on Bedford.
Okay.
And if it's left, I drive down to by Atlantic Avenue. It's like a halfway house where I give out the rest of the food. So I've always done that prior to opening the salons. But now that, we are in business and I'm in business with kids, I run a fundraiser probably like every quarter. Like April, we did Autism Awareness Month. Right. I think it's important to bring awareness to certain issues when you own businesses in the neighborhood that deal with kids, and also my Shining Star Moms, which is an extension of my business. They're not my clients, but they are my clients. Like I know when they're having a rough time at work, if they happen to get laid off, if their child has a problem in school, we will talk about it in the salon. So we kind of like also have a network of my Shining Star Moms. At the end of this year, we're going to launch Shining Star Cares, which is our non-for-profit that's going to help children who parents have died from a terminal illness or have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, whether it's trying to send a child to like summer camp or helping them with their school supplies. They're going away to college, and we're going to give them like a book voucher to buy books. I think every little bit helps, so we have to kind of support each other.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot to bring it up too. Keisha actually has a nonprofit organization as well. Rising Shine. Did I say right? Rising Shining Stars. Yeah.
Shining Star
Shining
Kids.
Star
I just
Kids.
said
Shining
it.
Star for kids. Yeah.
He-
Listen, I'm
I'm starting to think this is on purpose.
He does this every
Every
episode.
I'm starting to think this is on purpose. That he messes people's shit up.
He does
I'm
it.
convinced that he does this as part of his
he
gimmick.
got Corey's own, right? You know what I'm saying? I think
No, he
because
didn't.
It was easy.
No, he didn't. He had to correct him.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, the Corey. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You're right. He had to.
It wasn't
correct
as bad a screw up. But
Wait, how I messed up the? Well, I said Corey K.
you said the
right?
Corey show.
No, I did not.
The Corey effect.
Right,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Corey
that's
effect.
what it is, though, right?
No,
see,
it's
you
not.
still don't know
Oh,
Leave
wait,
Lance
what is
alone.
it
Leave
called?
Lance alone.
Oh, so what I said the Corey King.
No, you didn't say K.
Oh, I didn't say.
Leave
Well,
Lance alone.
that's much better than previous.
I'm starting to think this is part of your gimmick that you do this every
Nah,
week. Son.
I think he's just really slow when it comes to that.
Damn, bro. Like, come on, son. It can't be a gimmick
Damn.
for him.
It's a gimmick.
Yo, so I'm not smart, bro.
No, I didn't say he wasn't smart.
This comes back to who Stoop Breaker was.
You would just think
worse,
he
it was
smoked
dumb,
It was
or
his
weed.
Stoop
It's dumb and
Mm.
stupid, and you just do.
You just think he
Since we
smokes
got
mad
them here,
weed.
let's ask them.
Nah, but
Yeah.
Let's real quick.
That's a little this time.
What do
Go
you
ahead.
think is worse, being called stupid or being called dumb?
Keisha, you could go first. Corey, okay.
Stupid and dumb.
I think stupid is worse.
No, I'm trying to visualize how somebody would say it. I think it's.
Yo, you stupid.
I said
Are you
stupid was
dumb?
worse.
Are you dumb?
No,
Nah, not even are you dumb? Because that's like a joke these
That's
days.
a
If
joke.
somebody be like, yo, you
No,
mad
you're
dumb,
dumb,
son.
son.
I think stupid.
Man,
Yeah.
dumb.
I think stupid is worse.
Y'all think stupid? Why you think that?
Yeah,
Stupid for the win. Yeah.
No, because
No.
stupid did not win the poll.
stupid did not win.
No,
the
because
poll.
Josh was the icebreaker. He
No,
was the
even when
tiebreaker.
we did the poll on the
What?
gram, stupid did not win.
Stupid did not win.
Oh, on
both polls,
on the
my
gram?
poll and
What was the
and
percentage?
his-
I think it was like 30-70.
Whatever. Keisha, why is
I think
stupid?
slow is worse.
Nah,
Slow,
but we-
wasn't included.
Nah.
Yeah,
Oh,
slow
was
wasn't
it?
included.
Dumb.
Stupid
It's just
and
dumb
dumb?
and stupid. The reason he had a great reason why dumb is worse.
What's the
But
reason?
Why?
What was the reason? Do you remember what he said? Actually?
He said there's a lot of stupid people that makes great decisions.
No, you said dumb.
N-
Right or wrong?
No.
Josh? Oh, it's the other way.
It's the
Okay.
other way around.
Thanks.
See, he tried to switch it. He thought he was slick.
He said he has a lot of stupid friends, but they're actually smart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you just dumb, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You're just dumb.
There's
You
no
know what I'm
helping
saying? Yeah, it's no helping.
You're a
that, you know
lost
what I'm saying?
cause.
Yeah, lost cause. You know what I'm saying? So he said there's a lot of stupid rich people. You know what I'm saying?
There is. Yeah.
But there's not a lot of dumb rich people because you're just dumb. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what Josh is saying. I get what he was saying. I mean,
Well,
that makes
yeah.
sense. So,
We
I'll
just
have
wanted to
y'all-
get y'all opinion
I
on
have
that
y'all-
because of where
yeah.
this went. But yeah, we
Yeah.
can move on.
Listen,
Do y'all have any questions for Keisha? Because I got one last question for you. Y'all got any questions?
Go
for
ahead, bro.
Keisha?
You running the show, Joe.
I got a question.
Okay.
for you.
Oh, Corey, you got a question? Go ahead.
Was it hard for you to get parents to trust you with their kids here?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
That's surprising.
Keisha knows a
'Cause
billion
of-
people. That's why.
Keisha does not know a billion people. I'm not that
No, because
popular.
one time I took my
well
daughter
connected.
to do her hair, but I didn't tell her mother. So she came. My daughter came. Her mother came home and seen her hair done. Who the hell you had touching my daughter hair? I told her
Yeah.
like, yo, it wasn't like no girl around the corner, so it was like an actual.
Right, actual salon.
Yeah.
I think that's why you got a reaction though, because
Right. There's another reason why you got a reaction.
Yeah, the reaction
I ain't
happened for
gonna
another
front.
reason, but we're not gonna talk about that.
I ain't gonna front. I had that moment too.
We
Because
know
I
you
said
did.
from before even Junior came out, I said, yo, nobody cuts my son's hair. My barber's gonna cut his hair.
I thought you was about to say you gonna cut his hair. I'm about to say you cut hair too, bro.
Nah. And then one time he came, I'm like, yo, who cut your hair? I got so tight, but anyway.
Nah, but you know, some fathers be liking to experiment. All of a sudden, they have a son, they turn into a barber. Like my
Wanna
pops
save
tried
money.
to cut my hair
Wanna
before
save
he
money,
zipped
that's
my
why.
shit up. It was like,
I would never do that to my
Package
son.
that.
That's bad.
yeah.
All right, so Keisha, I have one last question for you before we move on
You
to
said
the
that
next.
2 last questions ago.
Yeah, but why you watching me? Watch yourself. Anyways, so Keisha, like I said, you usually have a bunch of things going on besides the philanthropy work that you mentioned earlier. Do you have anything else going on for like the summer? Anything else you putting together? Because I know you put together events as well.
The only that's going on for the summer, we're gonna have the 1 year anniversary of Bed-Stuy opening up in
Oh,
August, right?
I was there last year.
Nice.
Thank you. So I think I'm gonna do it with the Hancock Block Party. We're gonna try to bring Double Dutch back and some of like the older games that these kids kind of
Hopscotch,
forgot.
Skelly.
Because we jump Double Dutch in front of Bed-Stuy
Yeah,
shop
I
like
remember.
every Sunday. So we're gonna try to do that, and then also working on our back to school drive. And I'm getting ready for the new school year. You know, October is anti-bullying month. I'm gonna do a campaign around that like we did last year,
That's dope.
and continue
She's
to
sent so many things.
do the
man, to
workshop
keep
in the
up.
schools, the fearless workshop with the school kids. You know, hoping that will be picked up as a real curriculum. And that's it. Before you know, we be back at the toy drive. It's going by
That's
quickly.
yeah.
And-
Do you plan to release another book?
I do, yes.
You do?
So,
you could
That's
you plan to like
crazy. And all
continue
we
that?
do-
right, the I Am is a whole I Am series.
Yeah.
I am fearless series.
Right.
So-
If you look at the logo for the salon, it says I am a shining star. And it has
Yeah.
all these positive.
Trust, I know. Trust me, I
Right,
got you.
right, because he did my filter. So the next book scheduled to be released is called I'm Brave.
Okay.
It's about a little
nice.
boy.
Nice.
But this summer we're working on our book tour for I'm Fearless in the school system and daycares and do like book readings.
What's
and
the age range for your books?
That's what I was about to
it's
ask.
6 to 10.
6 to 10. Okay.
So is this like a story book? Is it like a picture book?
It's
Like,
a
what's
chapter
the-
book. It's
Okay.
a chapter book, right? It's about a young girl who has a dance recital, Madison, and she's scared because the other kids tease her in school, and her mother brings her to the salon to get her hair done, and she has a conversation with the stylist, and she finds her fearlessness, her confidence, and then she goes
Nice.
on to perform beautifully at her dance recital.
That's nice.
So all the books kind of come back to the salon with different scenarios that the kids go through in school, because believe it or not, they do come to the shop and talk to us and the stylist about what's going on. in
That's
school.
great. They have a place that they
Yeah,
can
rapport.
open up to.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
great.
It's funny because we're gonna get into that later on in the episode about opening
And
up
and
all that stuff.
for anybody who's listening, these are two dope people
Yeah.
Facts.
that we have on this episode, and this is the longest introduction. To
This ain't an
it.
introduction.
This is more like
It is.
nah,
He
this
said
is
it's not an
an
introduction.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's
it's
because we introduced
introduction interview.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
It's
can put
like
a
we're
slash.
introducing. Yeah. It's like we're introducing what Corey does and what Keisha does
To our audience.
and it's to our audience and people who probably don't know them or people
Right.
who
And
do
I just-
know them
Because you know what's
and
so
don't
funny?
know the backstory.
Do you know Trina? The Trina Spa from Utica?
Yes.
So I was with Trina last week, and she was like, "Oh, you have to come to this party with me. Corey's having it." I mean, it's the first time I ever heard of you. Not no shade, right? I'm not popular. So, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna come with you." So actually, I'm actually coming to the party on the 30th with
Nice.
Trina.
You see that?
That's
You
dope.
see- you
Right.
see
The
how
world
life
is very small.
Right.
You see how life
It
is.
is.
All the
And
time.
and you know, I didn't personally know you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm learning everything right now as as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually dope to bring it to broad because like you said, you're not a million people don't know you, but
Right.
it's one
Just-
step at a time.
Just let Corey touch on what he just said. You mentioned the 6 degrees. There's in reference to 6 degrees of
Mhm.
separation for
Right.
the audience that might not know what that means. Just go.
I mean,
ahead
6
and-
degrees of separation basically is everybody know everybody. You know somebody who knows somebody else that knows somebody else, and y'all all connected in some type of way.
Correct.
And a lot of philosophers feel like everybody in the world is connected through 6 people. I don't know how true that is, but
Mm-hmm.
the amount of
Definitely,
people
I
in the
think
world,
it's
it kind of
possible.
seems
I
impossible.
think it's
I
possible.
think
think
it's
so?
possible.
Yeah, I think you're literally 6 points away from that one person you need to meet.
Correct.
Right.
There's always some
Speaking to
some
Mike
form
heads.
of connection. There's always some form of connection. It's like just like how she just said it just now. She's never heard of you before.
Right.
She's going to your party. She found out last week, and now she's
And
sitting
then
next
you're
to
here.
you in the
next to
room.
the gentleman that
You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's how it happens. We just
Yeah.
got to meet that
Active,
one
you playing
person.
that party?
Well,
I'm gonna-
If you need a DJ for an event, this guy's playing the Tropay party.
And,
So,
and it's actually not 6 people; it's 5 that took this to happen. It's 5 of us.
No, but it could have been.
No, it's 6 because it was her friend first that showed her Corey, and now it's 5.
5
so
of
it's
us.
6.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, it's it.
So that theory proves.
Smart.
Smart.
That theory
This is what I'm
proves.
gonna. I think everything is a mindset. Like God will bring people to you, the right people at the right time. Like right now,
Right.
all my friends are mostly entrepreneurs. Like if you go through my phone log, that's who I talk to on a daily basis. We constantly trying to help each other, reinvent. Corey, we have an event. Maybe we should try it this way. Keisha, let's try it this way. And the past 2 years, I've met a lot of people, positive people, to help me push my brand and gave me ideas. Right.
one of my mentors always say you become what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you got to surround yourself around people who you want to be or who's doing something. Like you hang around 4 drug dealers all day, eventually you're gonna become a drug dealer. You hang around 4 bums, eventually you're gonna become a bum. Like if you hang around four people who got way more money than you is doing their thing, you're gonna be motivated to be like them. So
Right.
Yeah, you are a reflection of your friends. I always say
yeah,
that.
you are.
That's why
I
put a
agree
mirror-
and disagree with that too, though.
Nah, you see,
You
What,
could
a reflection of
disagree.
your friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
The reflection is.
I feel like you're
That's
a
your
good
circle.
circle.
Like they say,
I got
birds
a
of
lot of
feather
friends-
flock. That's not
I don't
always
think
true.
I don't think that's true.
that's
because
not always true.
All
Nah.
of my friends smoked weed. I never smoked weed in my life. When we used to cut school and play the video games or play basketball, they would smoke and I would not.
You just be there.
So it's just a
sober.
mind thing. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
You just be there sober.
But Pete, this is how
I didn't
this
say
is,
I was sober. I
it
just said I
depends
didn't
on
smoke.
if it depends on if you're
I think
a
that more.
pessimist.
I think that more pertains to on a success level. Like if like somebody like me with all the things I want to do, I can't be around people who's not doing nothing all day because
Yeah.
that's
Right.
taken away from my
Yeah.
like.
But then there's somebody on the opposite side of the spectrum that will argue and say, well, you could be that person that's trying to motivate those people to be like you.
Right.
And then they could be the person that want to be around you.
But what
that
if
wanna
they're
do what
not?
you
What
doing.
if they don't want to do what I do?
Exactly.
No,
we
but this-
have.
this is
we all
what
have
I'm
those
saying.
that
And you see the
friends
thing
like
is,
that.
I'm
Look
not
at-
against that, but I don't always want to be the smartest person in the room. Like I want to
is a
be in
good
certain
point.
rooms where
I
I'm
need to- I
learning
wanna
from other
learn.
people.
Learning
like,
from somebody.
it's nothing against you being that person that people want to
Mhm.
be like you, but the majority of the time, you could come in the room with me, but I just don't want to be the
But look
smartest
what
person in the
LeBron
room.
did with his friends.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He was
and,
the
and
basketball
LeBron
player.
is not the smartest person in that room. He's just the face.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he put his friends
Put his friends
through
in position of
college.
power. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To all right, so
To elevate
I'm-
them.
Yeah, to elevate them, and then now they got their own thing
And, see,
going on.
and a lot of people can't do that. Each one of them put their ego aside and say, you know what, LeBron is a
Yeah.
man.
Take us
I'm
to the
good
promised
at
land.
I'm good at
This
talking to people. I'm
Yeah.
good at
Right.
setting up deals. I know a good lawyer.
Yeah,
All of them together make the one.
yeah,
Like
that's what I'm saying.
It's like Voltron. Like you know what I mean, all
like
of them together.
Just like when you do your events, you can't be everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you tell me, yo, I want you to play this certain way. And then you would go to tell a bartender, I want you to serve this a certain way. And I want you to walk left. And I want you to walk right. So you're controlling everybody just, you know what I'm saying, from
Yeah.
just saying how you want it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's important to have a team, man.
Right.
Yeah.
To have a team that really works and
Yeah.
understands the plan.
And understands
the plan. That is crucial.
and following the plan.
right.
Because there's some people like, yo, this guy's bugging, or this female's bugging. I'm gonna do
Right.
it this way, and then that's how everything mess up. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta
it's
find people that have the same
ego
drive.
Ego
Mhm.
kills so many. Even
Yeah.
with Sunday Slam, in that room. I mean, not to throw no shade, but
Yeah, yeah.
I throw the biggest parties in that thing. But I'm on that Sunday weekly as like a sub promoter just to help build the brand. Like,
But
you
that's
know,
how it should be.
That's
That's
how
how
it
it should be.
I
You're right.
don't like act if I ever came like, yo, I think we should do it. Like they
Yeah.
say what it is, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go with that.
Yeah.
And I throw big parties. I could easily start my own Sunday or do
Right.
something else or do, but it's like we working towards the bigger goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
That's
That's
real
how it
dope. I
should
like
be,
how you
because-
you
Yeah.
presented that too.
There's some people that look at it
Envy,
exactly
man.
the opposite of how you saying it.
Right.
Like, nah, like I'm
It gotta be
I'm the
my way.
name.
I'm the man.
It gotta be how I
Things
want it,
gotta
or
be
I'm
done
just
my
gonna
way.
basically try to shit on you.
I
Like,
see.
It took a while for me to I was never cocky, but it took a while for me to trust people and be like, yo,
Mm.
you need a team to do certain things. Like
Right.
you can't do everything.
Everything on your own.
You know what I'm
but
saying? And
everything is a
that comes with
learning
being
process.
I'm a big creative, and the way I envision something is just the way how I want it. But it's
Right.
like, and if it don't go that way, that's where I get like, damn, I wanted it this way. But I had to learn how to open up to people and
You gotta trust
just
me.
start trusting people. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
funny you say that
everything is a
because
learning
right before we
process.
go to this the next top the Stoop break, it's me personally, like I'm not gonna lie to you. I would never call myself cocky and nothing like that, but I don't really like working with just anybody though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
saying?
thing, too.
Because like
You have
I feel
standards.
like I worked so hard. Like we as a team,
Mhm.
we work so hard for our brand, right? BCE Brand Central Entertainment. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I don't want to associate
That's the
myself with
first time I
certain
heard that.
what?
The full thing
The-
out-
you serious?
Brand-
spelled out loud.
You never knew what BC stood for, son?
No.
All these years, bro.
All right, just continue though.
Anyways, yeah. So I don't really like associating myself with just anybody. Like and I'm very peculiar. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like especially like events that I'm involved in, or if I'm leading the event, whatever it could be. I'm not. I like things done. Like I trust. You see, my inner circle, BCE. Like literally, if they say they want to do something one way, I'm like, all right, because I trust their opinion because we usually
oh,
have
is
the
that,
same
is
vision.
that what you do?
Right.
Is that what you do?
Bro, how many times I
Nah.
say, yo, yeah, exactly.
Just relax.
Exactly.
But you know,
But-
here on the show, they don't work like that. But yeah,
Whatever.
You know, no.
Whatever. But anyways, it's just I don't know. It's just very hard for me to kind of I'm very
your
hands-on.
team's strengths.
Right.
You know your teammates' strengths. So
Mhm.
you know who can play what role, what they can do, what they cannot do, what they're good at, what they're not. So you're not gonna assign something to somebody that just can't handle or even
You see the words you're using?
Yeah.
You're not gonna assign.
But that's how Lance moved, though. Real thing.
you see what he's he
Right.
see how he trying to paint you?
I'm not even because look.
Look at active face. Show active face.
Yeah,
right?
he was talking whatever he was talking. I'm just like, nah, bro. Like you gotta remember, you in a sense. How many
We know.
you right? We
we
got
know.
what? Stoop Talk, the barbecue,
Yeah.
and the toy drive.
But nah, in
Lance
all
really be-
actuality, Lance is the idea
Yeah.
man for a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Lance will
You know
set
what?
it into
You
motion.
get applause. You get that.
And it's not in a bad way.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it's not.
But that goes back to like the whole ego thing.
Right.
Like you kind of have to let Lance roll.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, we know he's gonna have this
Right.
idea. He hits me up like, yo,
That's some
I want to do
long-ass
this.
applause.
Yeah.
Pause. That shit was mad long. But like Lance would come like, yo, I want to do this, and then I'm like, yo, all right,
Yeah,
let's
we
go.
run.
Let's-
We back him up.
Right.
We run
Right.
it.
And then if
What's the
whatever
next
whatever
step?
his ideas is like, all right, you know what? Let's fine tune it like this.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. And I trust y'all, you know.
All
'cause,
right,
y'all-
so you see, we always they always say that we bash Lance. So this episode, we
Lance
applaud
getting
you,
praised.
brother. Yeah, you got praised. All right.
Yeah.
anyways, by the way, listen, Corey, and
That's
Keisha, you
jokes.
missed. Oh, you're not gonna be here this year for the barbecue.
Again, I told
You on the
I
Essence
go-
Fest,
I
right?
go to Essence
Yeah,
every
my other
year.
homegirl. So Corey,
Mm.
Let's
I
get
want to
into
have
go
an
there.
annual
Let's get into
barbecue.
first
I need
topic.
to go there.
Active and Chase, I gotta let Corey know
Essence
about the
Festival.
barbecue we do at the. Well, I'm not gonna say the location, but
July 6th.
July 6th, Saturday. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's our
Last
big
year,
thing.
I told you the third.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
I know,
I
we-
told you that since last
Trophy.
year.
I
when
know
I came back.
it's hard to change the date on that. That's the 4 years straight. We did it that same weekend, but anyways,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Let's get
what
into
time
the
is it? Let's
first
get into the
topic.
so we can do your stoop breaker. We got.
Oh, I
we
get
got
the
a little
stoop
time.
breaker this week.
Yeah, we got a little time.
Alright, bet.
Let's try to cap
We're
it
doing
at
the
least
stoop breaker right now.
right now.
Right now.
Drop that.
You can
Yeah.
do the stoop break.
that?
though.
Stoop break.
all right.
Oh yeah, everybody always says that. Keisha, you still don't know what the stoop breaker is?
No, what is a stoop breaker?
Wait, hold on.
No,
you gotta
Wait for
You
it.
got an introduction first.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you gotta
Time for the stoop breaker.
Jokes.
All right, so
Rod.
The stoop breaker
Yeah, go ahead.
is it has evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Like since the beginning of the show, it started out like a question that's like one of those stupid questions, like is water wet, or does a straw have one hole or two, like that kind of stupidness. But
Right.
it kind of evolved into like being a brain teaser question,
You see that?
math and stuff
You
like
see how
that.
you use that? Stupid. Because it's like
Yeah.
silly
like
dumb.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like one of those
One of those
posts,
dumb
like when
silly
you hit the
questions.
blunt, like you hit the blunt
Yeah.
and yeah,
Wasn't
like
that
that.
the idea from the beginning?
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know. You
No,
have to
the-
ask
Or
Lance.
did y'all
No.
just add stoop because of stoop talk and the stoop
No,
breaker?
he wanted to call it that. We just was messing with him from the
Because
beginning.
it was
Yeah,
an icebreaker.
it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
It
just
was
some-
just something to do
Yeah.
on an intermission in between topics.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
how it started. But now it more so evolved into like just a quick debatable question,
Right.
not a whole topic. Even though
Okay.
some of them you could do a whole topic on.
Right.
Like
and
this
it's
one.
random. It's not
Nobody
something you
knows.
can pre-plan yet.
Yeah,
Only the
nobody
person that
knows.
does.
Only the person that's gonna
Yeah.
do it. So everything is basically candid.
Okay.
Right.
So before Phresh is actually gonna do the stoop breaker today, but before we do that, I just want to say Stoop Talk merch is you can find that at ChristophChristian.com. Also the Instagram will be on Christoph Christian. I have the hat on today. I also got the shirt for the Stoop Talk merch. So ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching, please support, the podcast. Cop those shirts, hats, hoodies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we might have some summer items. Got to talk to the Christoph team about that.
Right,
You know what I'm
check
saying?
out Keisha's and Corey's.
Yeah, everything will be all their
Yeah.
links to their events and the salon or whatnot. Everything's gonna be in the YouTube description. So
right.
yeah, it's gonna be there. I was gonna say that at the end, but thank you, Actor, for saying it again.
Thank you.
Two plugs on her. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on all our social media platforms. Stoop Talk Podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. We're on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Stoop Talk Podcast. That's the name of the handle. All right.
Right.
So Phresh, take it away. Let's try to
It's
cap this at
Time
like
for the stoop breaker.
10 to 15 minutes or so. So
All right,
what's
that,
up? What's
that
the
should
stoop
be
breaker?
good. This is a topic that I see a lot of mixed reviews on. Like a lot of people, it's like a split decision. I know how I feel. I know how some of them feel at the table. But for those of y'all listening and for the guests, we're gonna see what y'all opinion is. So if you go out, say it's somebody at the table birthdays, it's Lance's birthday.
Right.
Lance want to have a dinner, a group dinner with all his
I
friends.
think I had this in my vault.
all his friends.
Oh man.
Should the bill be split evenly amongst the amount of people at the table, or should everybody pay their own amount?
Evenly.
Evenly.
That's
When
Why
we
you
go
say
out
that?
to dinners,
it's
we all
it's-
do it.
That's just
No,
what-
listen to what I said. This is a big group, a birthday dinner. Some
Yeah.
people you know, some people you don't know. It's just a
That's a
big
difficult scenario because
group.
you said me, and y'all literally know everybody in my circle. So
All
it's
right,
gonna
so
be,
it's
say somebody.
it's,
else.
it's your birthday. It's
Right.
Josh's
Act-
birthday.
active-
We all went to
active with
Josh's
Josh,
dinner,
right.
and Josh got his friends, and he got a bunch of people from the podcast that record here.
Nah, evenly.
Evenly,
That's like
It's
300
really-
people for John. My man John.
It's too much trouble.
The
All right,
added,
I got
subtracted,
this.
and
All right, let me
carry the
give you
one.
$20. Let me think. When you go, when I go to group dinners, I order as much shit as I could. I drink as much as I could because I know it's gonna be that
see,
one person that
and
order.
this right here is why
Yeah,
I hate
like-
that shit.
It's gonna be one person that order 10
He's
drinks.
right,
You order
though.
one, and then
Right.
you're like, damn, I only have one drink.
Mhm.
Nobody told you to have just one drink. Order what you want because
That's
at the end,
why.
it's gonna even out. You may get 10, he may get 2, she may get 3, this may
Right.
get 4. So it's gonna even out anyway.
Mhm. But then
So
and that's why it's a debatable thing because suppose I don't drink.
Some people be like, yo, I only had water.
Suppose I don't drink.
Then don't go to the birthday
Right.
dinner.
See, I don't.
yeah. It's,
How I
it-
deal with that? I'll only eat out with certain people. Because there are some people who
There
like,
you
all right, I
go.
only have water.
It's too
I had-
complicated.
It's too complicated. I don't have time for that. We
You
all had a
can't
good
go.
time.
You can't do that with complicated.
Nah,
We
people.
so I'm
just
telling
split
you.
the bill.
I done seen people turn mathematician when that bill comes on.
Me, I'm the
Everybody
type of
got their
person like
calculators
All
out,
right,
the
so
bill
look,
passing from
we
person
went
to
out.
person.
We went out for child birthday. I didn't drink at all, but everybody else at the table drank, and I just
All right, so let me ask
It
you.
depends on the scenario too. Like if I go to a dinner with a bunch of girls, and none of them drink, and I had 10, I'll put up more money or something like that because
So would you
but-
pay for the whole dinner because you were all women?
it depends on who. It depends on who, what woman it is.
Mm.
It depends on what
Because
woman
that's
it
a
is.
good question too.
because all right. But look what he said. Suppose he just want to pay for his 10 drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not on nobody else. He could pay for his 10 drinks because he
Mhm.
ordered 10 drinks,
Yeah.
and then whatever and split the bill evenly still. But he put additional for the 10 drinks.
But you see what I do? You got a prefix menu? Or who's
Yeah,
your
that's the
friends?
best. The
Who's your
prefix
friends
menu
that's
is the
gonna
best
be there?
option.
Right.
Or I'll come and show face, but I don't want no parts of this bill because I'm not about to be embarrassed when the waiter come with the check. Oh, I don't got no cash. Oh, I got a card, but you only can use one card. Oh, it's just too much complication
Yeah,
and
I've been to a
embarrassment.
lot
And
of
I'm not
complicated
one to be
birthday
embarrassed.
I'm not gonna
right?
lie to you. I literally I get invited to birthday dinners all the time, and y'all know because half the time I'd be like, "Yo, you want to go? This one."
I
or
be
this one."
dubbing half of them.
Right,
shits. If y'all
Phresh
not
always
my
say-
close friends.
Fresh and my brother Wes always be like,
Not
"Nah,
with it.
I ain't going. Nah, I'm good." And now what I've learned to do is I'll ask hopefully they don't listen to this podcast, but I'll ask to do the like what you got going on after, like what.
Word, like
Yeah,
you going to
the
a
lounge?
party?
I'll meet you at
Alright,
the
we
lounge.
pull
You
up
know what I'm
over
saying?
there.
We go pull up. I'll get you a bottle or so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. A lot of people, and I see the ignorance when people say that. Like when people is not willing to split the bill evenly, you get the ones that, oh, you got this, you broke. No, it's the principle behind it.
Right.
Because say, like I said, suppose I don't drink, and I'm at the table with 20 people, and the bill come is $2,000, and y'all all ate and drank $500 worth of shit, and I had a $150. Ain't no way I'm paying the same amount as you. I don't care who you are, what you saying. It ain't got nothing to do with the money. It's the principle.
Right.
So that's where a lot of people get the disconnect at. So it's like me, I can't drink like I used to. I might have 2 drinks.
Mm.
If you had 10, I'm not paying the same amount of money as you. I don't care what you talking about.
Chase, what you say?
I could have a
I mean,
$1 million in my pocket.
with
Not
me-
doing it.
I feel like I know
alright,
what
we
Chase
went
answer
we
gonna
went
be,
to a
man.
we went to our birthday dinner not too long ago.
Me and you.
We was all there. We went to
But what
Morton's.
birthday dinner was that?
Come on, you don't have to do all
Oh.
that. Just say he.
Right.
It was at a. This
We went to a
guy's
spot. I
unruly,
was
bro.
trying not to do that,
Yeah,
but
like,
anyway, so we went to the
This
dinner.
could be edited anyway, so
Cool,
names
whatever.
is not mentioned.
I know for me, I had ordered maybe like $90 worth of stuff. I left early because I was
Yeah.
going to get ready so we can go to I think it was
Queens,
Mozzie.
Mozzie,
Yeah.
I remember.
I gave the birthday girl $140, $150. I gave her well over what I had because in
Yeah.
my head I was like, you know what? I'm including whatever little extra and the tip.
And you know the shit was
Right.
still
That's
short.
perfect.
It was still
Word?
he left,
Still
though.
short.
And it was still
Oh,
short.
you
Bro,
found
we
out it was-
all put up extra money.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And
like,
here's the funny
way
part.
beyond.
I knew it was gonna happen. Why? When I got to I said, yo, so I gave you enough, right? She was like, yeah, you was good. it was somebody else that was there that was trying to act crazy.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
And we've seen this situation countless times.
I'll be honest with you. I always keep. I kind of keep a mental when it comes to situations like that. I kind of keep a mental tab of what I'm getting because I mean I got to know what I'm spending too. But I have this little habit where I'll be like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna leave early, but I'm gonna leave extra, just so I don't have to deal with none of that bullshit.
You know what it is? I think the information has to be relayed on both ends. If I'm having my own birthday dinner, I'm gonna relay you the information. Yo, it's gonna be about this amount of people. The bill's gonna be about this amount of money. You gonna, you know,
you can't.
I wouldn't do that.
You can't really even
I'm
say
just
that
tell each person like, yo, it's gonna at least come around with this estimate.
Well, Keds,
so
I must
people
say,
won't be shocked.
Well, we know because you.
Keds' birthday dinner was probably the most expensive birthday dinner I've ever been to. So, you know.
But I told everybody in advance.
Yeah. See, what I do too is whenever somebody say they going somewhere, I Google the plates and see like
you want to see
what the prices looking like, what I might have to get.
That's why I said
what I gotta
both
walk
ends
with.
because you're coming,
but
ask the
again,
person.
you don't know who else is going to be there and how they are because you get people that do leave early, but they leave less than they were supposed to put.
But that's why I said it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said
You just gotta know who you're going with.
Exactly. But when you go into somebody's stuff where they're gonna have people you don't know there, that's when I'm definitely not really.
I mean, and another thing is you have to be prepared with your own pockets for those
as
people.
the birthday
Your
person.
Vex money.
Yes.
You got to bring Vex money. For
You do because you know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
That's why I don't
give
do
you
this.
an estimate
Because
and I'm prepared
See,
myself.
I only go to birthday
So-
dinners really with y'all.
so-
and select home.
I'm not
girls.
going to a birthday dinner with less than $300 in my pocket.
No, I don't even want to have a birthday dinner for myself.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with
You
that.
see,
That's
me. I'm just the type. I'm like Corey. I like to split it evenly. But if I know if I'm
That's how it's
OD,
supposed to be, though.
money
you know?
man.
No. If I
No,
know
if I
I'm
OD,
if I OD,
yeah, I'll give more.
I'm gonna give
Yeah,
more.
as
I
you
don't get
should.
10 drinks. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It
should.
could
As an
be-
example.
Just talking hypothetically.
Nah,
There's people
let me
who
tell
order
you something.
5. There's somebody
I
who
done
order
seen-
1. Somebody who order 3. Somebody who order.
Like, let's just say
You know what I mean?
I bought a bottle for the table and everybody's drinking. I'm gonna pay for that bottle and then whatever evenly split.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
the thing is what also too, not even the amount of
It's
stuff that you
opportunists,
had. It's
man.
people that come and they come with people.
And
And then
wanna
they
say didn't
people
order
don't really
tax.
put nothing up. And we've seen this happen before too, where you come
That-
with a
that's-
date,
that's
your date eat
communication.
and drink, but you only put up for one person.
Oh,
Now your date done ate and drink, got stuff on the bill. Y'all broke out, but only paid basically for you. Like
That's-
it's
that's
foul
crazy.
shit like
That's
that.
foul.
Like,
That's
I'm
crazy.
not gonna say who did that.
bruh, I'm
That's
telling you,
crazy.
this topic right here
Yeah.
is
I think
debatable.
me and you was for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, son.
This topic is
Oh,
debatable.
my
Look at Lance. Look
God,
at Lance. Which one
son.
was that?
Nah, I don't even get. I don't want to know.
He wasn't there for that.
I don't want to
But-
know.
that.
Yeah, but
yeah, so you
but
know,
I to answer your question, I say evenly.
no matter what. This
I mean,
is not a question
I
where
say-
it's
I wouldn't
based
say
on
no matter
circumstances.
what.
I'm saying this is
I
a yes or
can't
no.
say- I would say evenly, but if
No,
like
no,
I
no,
said,
no.
if I
Listen to the
OD,
question.
We are saying evenly
Listen to the
minus the
question.
birthday person, right?
Forget about.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We're not
okay,
even
alright,
counting a birthday
alright.
person.
Look,
Nah.
I'm not asking you what the circumstances are. Do you believe it's even or do you believe it's pay
See,
for
it's
yourself?
hard to ask that.
That's
We gotta
it.
go to the
because
next
Pick
topic, so-
one.
But it's
Pick
hard.
one.
It's hard to answer without circumstance.
Exactly.
No, but you see how many questions we have.
Yeah,
that's like
that's
that.
true.
Because it's
Yeah.
like, what
That's
if,
the
what
purpose.
if, same thing like Active
so
said.
the
If you
general
could-
answer to me is evenly then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Alright.
Me too, yeah.
I know Phresh says no. Chase.
The decency in me
What?
would
I
say
don't
evenly,
mind.
but
I
the
don't
realist
mind.
in me says pay for your own shit.
Nah, I feel you. Because we've been through a lot of situations. But anyways, that was a
you
good Stoop
had
breaker.
bad situations. I never had these situations. Well, I had one, but
I
you
had a
look like you
couple-
had a couple.
All the
We
time.
all of us had a couple.
all
Yeah,
the time,
yeah.
son.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
had one situation.
That's
like
why I
that.
don't do it.
I had a couple, but it always worked out. But it's just all the arguing to
Yeah.
get it
No,
to
I mean,
work
it's
out.
always
And here's
gonna
the
work
best
out.
part.
Like
Split the-
nobody
just
washing
split the bill,
dishes.
like, you know
Some
what I mean?
some situations I'll even go to the bar and get my drinks separate.
I've
Yeah, I've
done
done
that
that
too.
many times.
Talk to me
Many
about
I've done
that.
that many times. Just to,
I
I
ain't
don't
got
want
no
we
to.
drinks.
sat down, bro, I had like
Yeah.
an $80 drink tab, and then we went and sat down because I knew I was coming to drink. anyway.
Before we move on, Josh, you want to chime in? What's your opinion, real quick?
My man, Josh.
Real quick, Josh.
Absolutely never evenly.
Ah.
No, absolutely not. Like when
I'm
people,
surprised.
No, absolutely not. Like I actually have a very strong opinion about this. If you invite me to your birthday dinner, I'm not going. Like just not going.
But see,
I'm not even coming.
I'd rather
I'm not
that,
coming
though.
because I know what that is.
I'd rather that. Honestly.
I thought he was gonna say I'm
Nah.
not paying extra.
Nah,
bread.
I'd
Me,
rather
I'm
that,
not
honestly.
going.
Nah, absolutely
I'll
not.
say your happy birthday text, brother.
Absolutely
That's it.
not. I paid for what I paid for
I feel
all
you,
the time, 100%.
Got you. Okay.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, shout out to Josh, the engineer, y'all. Shout out to D Nice too, man. He's new on the job tonight. The
New
bro.
on the
You
job.
feel he's doing a good job, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my man D Nice. All right. So we about to switch
Just-
gears. We about to go to the next topic. This topic, oh man, it's gonna be a nice little discussion. It's funny because I hit up actor because I seen your post, Corey, on the Explore page
Right.
about we're gonna get into what that topic was, and I was thinking, I'm like, man, this is kind of a difficult question.
A lot of people hit me up and
Yeah.
reposted that act like
I was like,
so
yo,
many
this-
different
actually-
opinions.
Actually, the guy at the pizza shop,
Yeah.
he asked me what's the topics, and I told him. And the girl, we don't even know the girl.
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, my daughter's right here. Should you believe?"
All right, well, don't,
Ah.
yeah.
He's
Just-
about to
Can we
Oh,
get to the
question.
topic
Yeah.
before you
Oh.
give it away?
Oh, my bad.
But anyways,
He knew what he was doing.
yeah,
Come on,
he does that all the
nah.
time. But anyways, I'm just gonna get right into it because we're time is a little limited. We got about 30 minutes to discuss this, but it's before I actually start. Keisha is a parent, a daughter. So this question actually, and she's like around how old is Madison? Wow, 12. Okay, shout out to Maddie.
Big girl.
And then Corey, you got a
9.
daughter as well, 9 years old.
Yeah.
So you see, we got 2 entrepreneur spirits, and they end up having their parents as well. So that works. You see how God works? You know what I'm saying? Glad to have both of y'all here today at the same show to speak about this. But anyways, all right. So the topic for today that we're gonna discuss, right? So like I said earlier, is referencing Instagram post that Corey put up about his daughter, right? So his daughter, y'all, for those who are listening, she's 9 years old, and she has a diary, right?
Mhm.
So the question is, as a parent, is it wrong to go look through, to see what's going on in her life, especially if no behavior has changed between the parent and your daughter?
And the child.
And right. And do children, deserve privacy even at that young age? At let's say between 9 to 12 years old, since your kids are between 9 to 12 years old. So, Corey, since it was your post, I'll let you just reiterate what you said, and I'll let you go first.
All right, so basically, I was cleaning my door. I knew she had a diary because somebody bought it for her for Christmas, but I never knew
She
like,
was writing
wrote
in
in it.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning up her room, and I was lifting something up, and the diary fell, and it fell open, and I
So
seen she was
cliche.
writing in it. So I stood there for a minute, and I'm like, just thinking, dude, my daughter's good, grade A student, top of her class, doing all the right stuff, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just see what's going on. And I'm going back and forth with myself. Like, you know what? Should I go in it? Should I read it? If I see something crazy, I just know how I am.
And was she there in the house at the time when this happened?
Was
or-
she there? No, she
Mhm.
wasn't there. I just know how I am. And if I see something crazy, like I go off the hinges, especially because she's a girl.
Right.
So I asked Instagram. Like, I'm like, yo,
So
should
before
I?
you actually went in there, you asked Instagram.
Yeah,
I saw
before I
that.
looked at it, I asked Instagram, and so many people, I would say way more people said open it because even like you said, her attitude may not change or nothing like that. But I got a friend whose daughter killed him.
I saw the response on that
Yeah.
post. I wanted to get into
He
that. as
said
well.
that everything was normal, everything was good, but kids know how to manipulate situations. My daughter's as young as 9, and she knows how to manipulate
To get what she
everybody
wants.
around her to get what she
Mhm.
wants. So she could come home with a mask like, all right, everything is good, boom, but she could be going through shit in school. So that's the same thing that happened with my boy daughter. She came home every day happy, everything is good. She killed herself because she was getting bullied in school, and she was writing it in her diary for the last 3 months.
Terrible.
Wow.
That's
So-
that's fucked up.
And he said, and he knew she had a diary, and he never read it. So imagine he would have read it.
Mhm.
Now my daughter's 9. I kind of feel like she.
How old was his daughter, if you remember?
I think she was like 14 or
Oh,
15.
14.
At that age, I don't know if it depends on how my daughter is, but I don't know if I would break that privacy because I want me and my daughter to have. I want her to be my friend, but still know I'm the boss. Like I
Right.
don't want it to be one of them situations where she got to
You know,
sneak
some
out.
parents say
and-
that it can't be a two-way street. Like, we're
I-
not
I-
friends. I'm
I-
just your
I
parent. There's some
disagree.
people that
It-
feel like
I would
it's
say-
a thin line. It's a thin line.
I would say when they 14 and 15, you tell them, you sit down with them like, look, if you're going through anything,
Yeah.
you can speak to me about it.
More-
Don't
more-
be afraid to.
More at those ages, you could be kind of like a friend to your child, but they still know. But like at 8, 9, 10, 11, like you gotta, I'm the boss. This is how it's gonna go. But me and my daughter still, we speak like she opens up to me. Like we're good friends too. But she knows I'm daddy. And the thing is, we have a great relationship where sometimes I feel like she's closer to me than her mom.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because her mom during the week works and go to school. So it's me that's there all the time. Like, so it's like we building that bond. And her mother are close, but they always say girls are closer with their dad. So it's like,
absolutely.
I read the diary and there was nothing in it. She just talk about stuff that goes on in school. Like, my teacher did this today. I feel like she shouldn't have did this. And
did you feel guilty reading that diary, especially
really,
when you didn't find
nah.
nothing? So you didn't even feel guilty.
not
More like
at
a weight off your
Let
chest.
me tell you something.
not at 9 years old. It's like,
I read Junior's text. I didn't feel guilty at all.
But I feel like
Instagram.
texts and diaries are different.
I feel like
Because I feel like
acting's
kids should
just different
expect
anyway.
parents to check through,
Their
especially
phone.
when
Are
I'm
you
paying, right. I
texting?
would expect like my mom or
Who
know,
was
if
you?
I'm-
Who would you
Look,
been texting?
Growing up West Indian, you didn't have no
No
privacy.
privacy.
no privacy. Yeah,
you can't even lock your room door.
You
Let me
can't
tell you
close
something.
and
Like,
lock door.
man,
None of
at
that.
age 17,
So
18, mom, I used to get mail, and my mom used to go. That shit used
Open.
to irritate me so
My
much.
mom used
Like,
My mom used to
would
do that
open
too.
up- Yo,
My
I
mom
used
used to do that
be
too.
livid.
My mom
I
did it
used to be
recently. She's
livid.
like,
Yo, it's crazy. My mom did the same thing the other day because I still
She-
had some stuff going to her house.
Yeah.
She opened it up because she
Yeah.
seen it was from the DMV. So she like, what happened with your license?
You're like, what you getting
Come on.
My mom did the same
man.
thing recently. She's like, you have something here. It says something like, I'm like, Mom, you read it? But yeah, what?
yeah, my mother did that
How
one
I'm
time.
gonna tell you what it is.
I said, Mom,
You have to know if it's important for you to come to the house or not.
You know
I'm
what I'm
like,
saying?
I was like, all right.
I said,
you know.
who name on that envelope?
That shit pissed me off, son.
What you used to tell me when I lived there, when I pay bills and I could make decisions. I don't live there now, so
Yeah,
I open in my mail.
She probably hit you with
Aight.
the, well, your mail coming to my house.
Yeah, you know,
Alright.
typical stuff. But I mean, my opinion on that, I just feel like, especially like I said, growing up West Indian, we didn't have no privacy.
Right.
Right.
But I think
Things
your
do change, though.
parenting- I think your parenting style comes into play with your child being comfortable enough to come to you with those type
That's what
whatever.
a lot of people told
Right.
me. They like, yo, Corey, you seem like a good dad. You should trust her.
of right.
It's not really nothing about trust
Trust.
because you could raise your child. Your child is in school in other places more than at home.
It's just
Especially
general
my daughter. My daughter's in
concern.
school from 8 p.m. to about 5, 6
Yeah.
p.m. and then she come home, do homework, go to sleep, whatever. So
It's like
whatever's
junior hours.
whatever's persuading her in school, it could be a lot going on that you have no idea about. You know what I mean? So that's the main reason why I read it. But it was nothing in it, just a bunch of bullshit and like
I got a story, but I'm gonna let everybody.
Hold on, Keisha. I want to get
Yeah,
Keisha's
go
taking.
ahead.
We could go back to Phresh.
So, in my opinion, I think you should read the diary, right? I have my sister's gonna be 12. She has a diary. She also does a lot of creative writing. And when I read her stories, you kind of could tap into what's going on with her at the time and how she feels at the time. Like one time I read it, she was having a dispute with her art teacher that she never told me about. But she was pissed off at this art teacher. And she wrote the whole scenario out of how she felt of what the teacher said to her, to the point where I had a conversation with her and I actually spoke to the teacher too. Because for her to express that and write, like, you really just pissed Madison off. And I got to figure out what happened during that time. And as I go throughout the schools and I do this fearless workshop, I think it's important for parents to be involved, regardless if the child is exhibiting no signs or changing their behavior. What goes on in school
Yes.
is
a
real.
different
And
world.
I don't remember it being that way for me, right? Like I went back to my old elementary school, PS 249. They had career
I went
day.
to PS2 249.
Yeah?
Yeah.
6 degrees.
How
You
old
see
are
this?
you?
Always. See?
Oh,
Always.
he's not that far from your age.
Oh, yeah, I
I was
graduated
86. I was born in 86.
86. Well, I graduated 87.
Yeah. I said, how you get that?
Like what?
This nigga's Benjamin Button.
While doing the tour, you know, the kids start to talk to you, and I'm talking about being an entrepreneur in the neighborhood, things like that. And 3 out of the 5 kids who escorted me within the school got left back, right? And they was like, "Oh, I belong in the 5th grade, but I'm really in the 3rd grade," and they like proud of it. And I'm thinking to myself, it wasn't like that. Like you could never tell somebody you got left
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That
you
was
was very
that was the
ashamed.
most
Yo, that
embarrassing
was the most
thing.
Yo,
embarrassing
people used
thing.
to fight because of that.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
gotta-
ain't get left back. Fuck you mean?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, for
Yeah,
real.
boy.
Right.
And I did a workshop at another after school program, and the things that the kids talk about, I always ask, would you speak to your parents about it? Because when I go into the schools, I don't want them to give me information that I think needs to be addressed without me prompting them to talk to their parent.
First.
And they're like, no. And a lot of it surrounds around this whole social media thing. This one girl had a whole fight with a girl on social media, and she was like, I'm going to approach her. Like, all of this is brewing.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
one of the main reasons too is these kids nowadays are so evolved at 6, 7 years
They-
old, they know what sex is. They know
Yeah. Too
everything.
grown.
They know, and
100%.
all of this.
You got access to the
I'm-
media, man.
I'm
social
not
media.
showing her none of this at home. So it's like in school,
know
especially
what
public
goes
Who they
school, they
talking
they
to and-
they're exposed because remember it's 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, some schools 7th grade, 8th grade. Everybody in these different in the same environment. A lot of schools like
Yeah, junior school is
her school is from what is it, kindergarten to 5th
like-
grade. So that gap right there, you're exposed to so much. A 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, these 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds, they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another main reason why I read it, because it's like, even two years ago, she said this boy wanted to kiss her. That's 2 years ago in
You
school.
lost it.
Yeah, I lost it.
She
She's
told you
like-
that?
She told me that. She's like, yo, this boy,
7 years old.
she-
I believe it.
he touched my leg and then said he wanted to kiss me and he
Right
liked me
there.
at 7 years old. So I'm like,
Kids,
nah.
you ready for
like-
that type of pressure, bro?
What's his name
life.
again?
And I
That's
had
me.
to, before I even reacted to her, I had to really, I told her, all right, go in your room. I had to really look myself in
You
the
had to
mirror and
catch
say, like,
yourself.
I had to catch myself because I'm like, I will go up there and hurt this kid. But he's like, he probably just don't know no better. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Nah,
And-
he
know
probably
better.
do know better.
He know
but
better.
He probably do know better.
this
And that's why he
generation,
but
they
my
know.
thing is, I remember I was kissing girls in kindergarten and 1st grade. So I had
I'm
to
not
put
gonna lie to you.
myself.
That's
I
what
did
I'm
the
saying.
in the closet
They
thing.
know.
Right.
Having-
Playing house.
Yeah.
Let's play house.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
House is the shit.
Fact.
started at a young age.
Here come this
I
nigga.
love to play
It's-
house.
That's
it's-
a big
It's
fact.
gonna be tough for me raising a daughter, knowing the type of dude that I
you were.
was
That's what they say.
on air. Was. You know what I mean?
So wait, let me ask you, Keisha, this quick question before you go back to Phresh. So you did mention both of you guys mentioned the age thing. I know Keisha, you went in a little bit on that. So do you think there's like a threshold if there's a certain age that you wouldn't violate that privacy? And if there is, what is that age threshold for you? Or you don't believe in age threshold, period?
Listen, I don't know the whole age threshold thing. I think that part of it, you got to know your kid, know how you raise them, and you got to be open to certain signs, right?
Mhm.
But then again, there's no signs to it because, like, you know, unfortunately, what happened with his friend, there was no signs. But
Yeah,
the child
God rest his daughter's
physically
soul.
in
man. That's
distress,
sad.
right? And that also brings me back to when I was opening up the salon. Like, the original name was supposed to be Glitz and Glamour, but I felt like around that time was a lot of suicide around people being teased at how they looked on the outside. And that's why I choose to go a different route with the salon, the name and what it stands for. Because bullying and this childhood suicide thing has become a real thing. Right. I didn't believe it. I don't remember that when I was growing up.
Yeah. I think we had an episode about that. We spoke
Mhm.
about, mental illness and
mental
suicide.
health.
We think because of social media that enhanced,
I think so.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With me, I think it all is on your kid because even if when my daughter turns 16, is like I will probably check her phone maybe once or twice randomly just to like pop in and pop out just to see if there's anything, because I know it's gonna happen. There's gonna be boys, there's gonna be sex, there's gonna be this. I just gotta prepare myself mentally and raise my daughter a certain way. This is what guys do. This is what it is. She's gonna like boys. She's gonna kiss a boy. Like shit like this is gonna happen. So it's like
Right.
I can't stop what's gonna happen. I just gotta know, try to teach her how to react,
Make
to-
sure she's
how to react
prepared.
to certain dudes, how to present
herself.
yourself. Yeah. So it's gonna happen. Girls are 13, 14 talking in groups. Yo,
Yeah, the
active is mad
conversations,
cute.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. I think it's mad cute. I like him.
I'm ugly,
It-
by the way.
It's you can't stop it. You just gotta make sure you raise a good queen and she just
You want to say something too?
promote herself the right way. That's it.
Like I also tell Madison's father as well,
Respect.
at that age, you was trying to rub up against somebody else's daughter.
Right.
We kind of got to prepare her for that. And I think that what they see at home goes a long way. Like how you treat her mother, how interact with the father goes a long way.
I think that's
How
so.
it should be.
You're
Whether
right.
with the person or not, that interaction
Yes.
is crucial.
I think that is crucial.
And who you bring around the child, what they think is acceptable behavior in a
Mhm.
relationship, what it's like to really be
Absolutely.
courted by somebody.
Another thing that's big too is a lot of these kids are into the same sex thing, especially girls, and it's like where they getting
you know
it
where
from?
that's coming from, though, man. it's that's
Bro,
the
let me tell
medium.
you
man.
something.
Yeah.
I just seen.
Didn't they say Arthur?
Yeah, I be seeing.
Oh yeah, the
Arthur.
cartoons too.
But
Yeah.
no,
Arthur
promoting that
had
as well?
a
Toy
gay
Story-
marriage.
in Toy
Yes,
Story
Arthur.
4,
Yes,
son.
there's gonna be a gay marriage in the upcoming series. for
Literally
Arthur.
was just talking about this yesterday.
That's
Toy
insane,
Story
bro.
4,
Mhm.
Woody is gonna be openly bisexual.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
And you know what? It's nothing against
the one coming up?
the
But
LGBT
Toy Story
community.
four.
Isn't
but-
Woody the main character?
Woody.
Woody's the main
Woody's the
character,
cowboy,
right?
right?
That's the cowboy.
Yeah.
That's
Cowboy.
a cowboy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
What a
Openly
what a
Openly
way.
look at the name,
bisexual.
What a way.
Yo, chill.
Bisexual.
Nah, that's you see what they
That's too much.
and the thing they teaching these kids. All right, be open.
Right.
You don't know what gay is.
Yeah,
like
at
how
that
you know what
age,
gay is
yeah.
when you haven't even been exposed to the other sex. Like you haven't had sex yet. You haven't done mad shit with the opposite sex yet. So how do you know you into the se- That's my thing. Like
That topic
I don't
is-
know.
This is
I don't know.
very
Yeah.
touchy.
We got-
That-
we got
very
to
touchy.
touch
That
that
topic is
topic.
another
Yeah.
world, right?
It's-
And like I
It's-
said, no disrespect to the LBGT.
Mhm.
That's
Nah,
it,
nah,
right?
nah.
We don't want to
it's-
get sued.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
it's
it's
no,
just
100%. I got a
there's
lot of
certain things, right? It's
I
just
got a lot of
certain-
gay friends like that's girls, and I know gay dudes that. I mean, I'm cool with them. Just
Right.
do what you do.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
You know
I've
what I
worked
mean?
with gay
But
dudes before too.
I
so
worked
it is
with
what it is.
mad gay people before, but it's like your kid is a dick.
Yeah.
Look, man.
I don't know. I will accept
I
it.
don't-
You have to accept
You
it.
would have to accept it if it's your kid, but I'm saying you don't want that.
Let's not go too off track though.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let me say a situation.
Oh, Active is a parent,
You
by the
ready
way.
to
He's a
answer the
dad.
question?
Yeah,
Or you gonna tell the
it's
story?
based on what
The
it's
diary?
based off this.
Okay.
I make it short.
But now it's not a diary. It's his phone. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So my son texts on his phone.
Mhm.
So at first I was like, you know what? Nah, let me just leave it alone. I was like, nah, I can't leave it alone. I couldn't be left alone when I was young.
But you know too though, Junior's how old? What, like 9, 10?
He's about to be 10.
I didn't get my first phone till I was 14.
Bro. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is
Junior
this is
had-
part of
I
the
think I was
Wait,
like
wait, wait.
13,
But
14.
for
Yeah.
emergency,
Bro.
for safety
Junior-
purposes though,
Junior
it's
had a
different.
phone
This time is
from
different.
since he was like
Yeah.
7.
6, yeah, I
And
know.
when I got
Times
my
is
first
different,
phone,
man.
wasn't no big nice
The
Motorola.
flip phone. Yeah.
Yo, I had
Facts.
some little fool.
Or the one you had to
joint, you know what I'm
the three
saying?
letters on the button. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's so cute. Let me finish.
So
That's
You know,
crazy.
Junior
Rude,
had
son.
he had the phone from since like 7. So anyway, I'm going through his text messages, and then, I see that, his mother boyfriend is texting him. So I'm like, why is this guy texting? Like, my girl don't even have Junior's phone number. You know what I'm saying? So why is he texting him? So anyway,
What they were talking about.
that's what I was gonna say. So he's like, hey Junior, good morning. How's everything going with your father?
What?
interesting.
How
fuck you
are
wanna
you
know
having
for?
fun with your father? Like,
Oh, y'all were together, and he asked, "How's everything going?"
yeah,
Y'all were together at the time.
Yeah, like Junior, I went and picked him up, and then
Mhm.
he texted him the next day, like, how's everything going with your father and stuff like that. And
Out of black.
I'm
That's
going
weird. That's a
Right
weirdo
there out of
question.
black.
Yeah,
It's a weirdo question.
That's what I'm trying to say. And then he asks him, he's like, "Oh, when you come back, we could watch Dragon Ball Z or whatever, blah blah blah." I'm not, one thing about me is like, yeah, don't touch my kid, but now you're doing too much because like I said, my girl at the time, she didn't even have Junior's number. You know what I'm saying?
But we see, the thing is,
That's-
we don't know what's being relayed to the guy for him to even ask that.
Right.
No, but now the way his mother is, she never presented Junior, that's my boyfriend. It's like she always say that's my friend, because when Junior was 4 or 5, she always told me that I don't want to tell Junior that's my boyfriend. I always say that's my friend because I don't think he's ready for that.
It's-
We're not together.
It's the same guy since he was 4.
No. She was just saying that in general. Like she
Oh.
never would say that's my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because he could be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So now, I was gonna text him like, yo, but I was like, you know what? When I drop Junior off, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk to the mom because I don't think it's cool that this person is texting my son. How is he going with? You know what I'm saying? That's my
Right,
son.
that's what I
Like,
said. That's a
this is
weirdo
like this-
question.
yeah, like
Like this
What
is
do
a
you
But
mean?
like I
supervised
said, we don't
visit.
know why he was
Bro, I'm
being
waiting for him
relayed
to
to
finish
him.
the story to find out.
and that's another thing. As a person, you should know as a grown person. You You know what I'm saying? Like if he's
Boundaries.
with his father,
You should be asking Junior how everything went with him.
exactly.
Not
like,
the other way
how's he
around.
treating
Like-
you? You know what I'm saying? Like he shouldn't be asking if how I'm treating Junior, or if we're having
that's
fun
weirdo. That's
or
weirdo
whatever like
things.
that. Like you wait till when my son get back
And then ask.
and then ask that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be texting him while he's with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe
Not
in
even that. You shouldn't be.
You shouldn't even
don't
be
talking
texting
to
him.
him. Talking to him
Yeah.
about your.
Unless
his
you
pops.
are
Nah,
his
it's-
mother's husband, I don't really
It's different.
see
He
why.
could come home and be like, "Yeah, how was your day? What you did? What you do with your
That's-
pops?"
No,
it
if you say
depends
what
on-
you, if you said what you did with your pops, like, but not on some. How did everything go?
like he's
something
trying to
was
like
wrong.
look
You
over
know
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is a supervised visit.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
son,
Yeah,
like how
that's what I'm saying.
You
We
a
don't
PO?
know
What's
Yeah.
up?
what the mother's telling. Like
Yeah.
that came from somewhere. Like for
Yeah.
him to even, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
So, active, you gonna finish the story? I'm waiting to hear what happens. Yeah, I think we're all waiting. I'm like,
Oh, you want me to tell me what
What
I
you
said
told
to
us,
him?
son?
Or,
oh, did you want to release that information to us, or
Maybe
No.
or
we
that's is
should-
that confidential?
Maybe you should.
Not really.
Or maybe we should
I'll
get
say-
the
I'll
get
say
the rest of the
after.
story
after.
after the episode
Okay.
over. Let's just
Yeah,
answer the question for
Yeah,
time
but
purposes because we still gotta
my
get them.
point of saying this, because it's like the diary, and for anybody who has a son or whatever, or they have a kid that has an iPad or whatever, and they texting their friends, like I think you should look at their text messages too. You know what I'm saying, and see who they text and what
So
they
check
text.
everything.
Websites,
Check
all that,
everything.
son.
Is there
Right.
is there an age threshold for you? Because I asked them to, so I want to run it with you.
As my son gets older, I'm gonna let him know every year. You talk to me about everything. You don't hide nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But are you
No,
going to check? Are
what
you going
age
to?
you
Are
gonna
you still
stop
going to
checking?
right their phone or diary?
What
whatever it
age
is.
am I gonna stop checking?
You think it's
Until he
different for
pays the
boys
bill?
and
You gotta
girls?
remember too.
I
I was
think
about
it
to
is
say
different.
it is different.
I think it is
It's-
different.
Unfortunately, it's a double
and I
standard.
think that's wrong. I think
Unfortunately,
that's
it's
wrong. I
a
think
double
you should treat
standard,
your
though.
son and your daughter the same
Well,
way.
guys
Especially
could be
if you
talking
have
about
a-
guns and drugs and so it's still kind of.
Yeah, you got to
And
treat it
girls
the
could be
same
talking
way.
about sex
There's
and dick
nobody
and shit like
hiding
that,
other.
like-
No,
As
but there's a
child.
reason for that. We had an
But-
episode about that.
Right. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
double
but
standard
what
with
I'm
this.
saying is, you
So
don't
you'll
treat,
give the son more leeway.
Yeah, that's what
kind
I'm saying.
of-
You're not supposed to do that. I don't.
Not
believe
even
in
that. We had an episode about you know
don't give your
mothers
son
treat their
more
daughters
leeway
a certain
because he's a
way
boy.
compared to sons.
Nah,
I-
it's
No, I don't think you give
You
your son
shouldn't, but
more
it just
leeway.
happens.
The over talking.
Yeah, I don't think you should give your son more leeway because he's a boy. You have to check as much as you check as your daughter.
Right.
You got to
Which-
treat it the same
Which
way.
is a
For me.
logical statement to make. It's the same way that you could go do the man that have sex with 10 people in a week and the women that have sex with 10 people in a week. It's viewed differently. It's a double
Absolutely.
standard.
It depends
whether
on
you
the kid,
accept
I
it or
think.
not.
Because your son could be 21 and not and like mad immature, and your daughter could be 14 and immature, like and mature like
Mature.
crazy.
Right.
So I think I don't know,
I
but I
still
think
do
I
it.
would give my son a
so
little
you still
bit
do it
more.
regardless.
I treat it the same way regardless. There's
So if he's
no.
14 or if he's 16, you still looking through his.
Oh
text
no
message.
no. When he's 16.
'Cause that's what I'm talking
No
about.
no. I'm not gonna be looking through his phone when he's 16. I would ask him about it though,
Okay.
and I'll tell him like I want my kid to be my friend, where I don't have to look through his phone.
But what if a situation happens, like he goes to school and gets caught with a gun?
Mm.
Then would you start like really checking through his stuff and
Yeah.
like check his room and shit like that, like and see what's going on?
I mean, I should know what's going on in his
Yeah,
room.
at that point.
Because
you-
my mother used to do
you-
that.
you
I think
lose.
she did that to the point till I was like 19, like randomly just go in my room and just see. I guess because of the time we grew up, it
Yeah,
was just,
that's
it
what
was
I'm
rough.
saying.
Man.
Me personally, his room is a different story. I'm checking everything,
right.
like underneath the bed, how I used to hide shit. You know, put in the pillow.
Well, he's a
you know?
kid.
pornos
Sonny. I
and
was.
the-
All right, Chase, go ahead. Tell me how you feel, man. What you think?
For me,
If you have a daughter,
if I
Oh, you have a
daughter,
son,
I have
but
a
I mean,
son. So
reference it to him.
it's not that it's different, but I don't think he would have a diary. But like Active said, he would more than likely have a phone.
Right.
So I would go through that.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
speak to privacy with
How
the
old is
kid,
he?
period.
But he's a baby, so
Oh,
I have
okay.
way many years for that.
Yeah.
But you know, in a perfect world, what I would like at that point is where I go through his phone and I'll have the conversation with his mother, like, "Yo, this is what I found. Does it alert you? Because it don't alarm me.
Mhm.
Or do you feel some type of way? Because if you feel some type of way, and then at that point, it's like, yo, whoever he kind of confides in more should have that conversation.
Nah,
if
gotta
you if you
confine-
see something crazy,
If there's something
okay,
crazy,
okay.
then yeah, the one that he confides in with more.
But let me
We're gonna
ask you
have that
this: are you
conversation
worried
because-
that? Okay, but you say that. Are you
Uh-huh.
worried that if you speak to him about this, he'll at that point realize that okay, pops is looking through my phone.
the trust.
Trust is a wrap.
That's what
'Cause
people
I
was telling
thought-
me,
right,
like,
exactly.
if
she
you do
found
that,
out,
if she
right.
found, but I didn't tell. I would. unless I saw something crazy,
Right.
then
Yeah,
I'll be like,
And that's
But you
why,
wanted to take
and-
that risk though. If it
No,
comes
no,
down
no,
to
no.
it.
That's why
But
I
that's
said,
why you have to have conversations
Yeah,
that
that's what
kind
I
of
said, what I
manipulate
said.
the situation to happen.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you find
These kids are
something
smart
crazy,
though. You don't think they could look between,
bro,
you know?
it doesn't matter. If you find something crazy and you decide to have the conversation, touch on the topic and see how that conversation goes.
you
First
know,
of all,
another
you
thing
have to
too is
ask-
how you come at them. If you come at them,
Right.
yo, what the fuck?
Exactly.
You gotta come.
And
you-
that's
you-
why I say
think
I would have the
it's
conversation.
always-
Delivery.
It's
Yeah.
always a question that my dad or my mom used to ask. It's a trick question because you already know. Is there anything you have to tell me? Is there anything? It's a trick because they know already. You know already, but they don't know that.
You do
I
that
know
too?
that I know that from growing up. You know,
But
my
that's
dad
a-
used to be
that's
like,
a question
so.
that automatically
Yeah.
make you defensive and
Yeah,
suspicious.
no,
like,
no,
why you
be
asking
like-
me
be
that?
like-
yeah.
Be like,
my
hey,
teacher called the crib.
If everything,
Like-
if everything, how's everything going? Like, is anything you want to speak about? You know, anything you got to tell me? You can open up. You go. I'm your best friend. None of your friends that you go to school with is your best friend. I'm your best friend. You know what I'm saying? I will steer you the right way. So, is anything you want to talk about? And then if it goes like,
You move
No,
a
I
suspect,
asked-
bro.
No, I ask my daughter that all the time. Like 4 times out of 5 days, I ask her, "How's everything going in school? You all right? Everything
Yeah.
good with your teacher? Boom." Not even on no.
Yeah, yeah,
suspicious
yeah.
That's
shit.
regular.
Those are
Just regular.
easy
That's regular.
questions
That's
to
not
kind of
like, yo, would you
manipulate.
hide
Like
it?
you could just be like,
but I'm talking. No, I'm saying this.
And you
I'm
know-
saying it from a standpoint of when you find something.
Right.
That's what I'm talking.
You know what's
about.
crazy? There's times I asked her, right? And it's like, say I would ask her, "How was your day? How everything went with your teacher?" Sometimes she'll take a little long to answer, and be like, "What happened?" No, tell me what happened. This boy in my class, he was talking, and the teacher thought it was me, and little things like that is like now I'm getting her to open up and talk to me about certain things. And I'll be like, you know what? I'll email your teacher and be like, you know, just try to be more thing about like who does what, or try not to talk to a certain way or this and that. It just open up that dialogue between me and my daughter. Just regular conversation. Ask her.
I do this thing with Junior, like when he sleep at my mom's house, and then I go pick him up, right? And after I pick him up, I'd be like, "Yo, did you brush your teeth?" He'd be like, "Yeah." I said, "How come Grandma said that you didn't brush your teeth?" Oh, and Grandma really didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
want to see if he's gonna be like,
So what else you lying about?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? and then like sometimes he'd be like, "No, I really did brush my teeth. You sure Grandma told you that?" I'm like, "Well, she probably was mistaken this time." You know what I'm saying? I would do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Trick 'em.
Yeah, just to trick him. Like I know already. You know what I'm saying?
Cats, I want to know how you feel about this situation.
Alright.
Cats is about to be a dad, by the way, soon.
Oh,
you don't know
Congrats.
if it's
Thank
a
you.
girl or a boy.
When I
so.
first heard the question, or saw the question, I should say, I automatically kind of said, you know what? You kind of have to gauge it individual situation. How the parent is with the child, you know, their relationship, their rapport, that's kind of how you would know, okay, yeah, that person, I would look in this diary or I would not. But
Mhm.
then, as I keep hearing stories and seeing stories where people are saying, like,
Everything.
Yo,
be
I didn't see
Gucci,
anything.
And then she.
And this
off
happened.
herself.
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
like, that shit is fucking bugging.
It's
like,
crazy.
you know,
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm looking. I don't give a fuck.
Mm.
I'm looking.
there's no
But
book.
do
for
you
It
that
let
doesn't
them?
shit.
Do you
matter.
let them know? Would you let your kid know that?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I would only let them know if I
If
see
it's something
something
crazy. Yeah.
What?
But I'm looking because so many stories
If it's
are saying
something
like
crazy,
there was
like I
no
said,
sign.
If it's something crazy, then you be like, "Hey, do you like? Come on, let's talk." You know what I'm saying? Do you have anything that's been bothering you or whatever? And if they don't come up to it, then you have to let them know. Well,
Yeah.
well, now that you said that you don't have nothing bother you, how come? You know, I saw that you wrote this,
'Cause with my
and this
boy,
is bothering you.
I know that shit kills him every day, knowing that his daughter was right in her
Right.
diary.
Yeah.
I'm being harassed.
Harassed,
Boom, boom,
boom.
boom. And she ended up killing herself. Like,
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So-
And
Okay.
in that same scenario, he might have felt like, yo, he knows everything that's going on with her. You see,
Mhm.
like he might have felt that. He might have really thought like, yo, they have a great bond. They have a great relationship. He knows everything that's going on
and
with
that's what
her.
he said. He was like, yo, she come home every day, normal,
Yeah.
boom.
And then,
meanwhile,
you know,
in her diary,
the whole
she's
time,
writing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't let that happen. You just
So
you
for
can't.
you, is there an age threshold for you?
Nah.
So you
That's out the window for me now.
18, you
if
still
you're in my
checking.
crib, bro, I'm looking.
If you paying the bills, that's it.
It's
Like,
fun. You see, me and Keds is basically gonna have kids in the same age bracket.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
feel like I'm gonna end up calling him like, "Yo, son, what you think?"
mhm.
16, 17, 18, I don't know.
If you're in my crib, I'm looking.
And y'all can always
And
call
that's
me.
that's
I'll tell you what
the
I did
West
10 years
Indian
ago.
mindset. That's how they do it. Like, yo, as long as
See,
you
my
under
mom's wasn't
I
roof,
looking
think-
through my phone.
I think that's more of just a concerned parent. Period.
My mom
Sometimes
did-
you could be a little overboard.
No,
But
But that's
sometimes they
another
could be
thing.
just
As a
nosy.
parent, you have to
That's-
kind of know
That's true too. yeah.
Nosiness.
You know what's
I'm telling
crazy?
you.
Now, I feel you have to know when it's excessive. You have to know when okay, let me chill.
You know
see what I'm
what's
saying?
crazy,
Let me
though?
give you your little space.
Now that I think about it, when I was 16, well, I was paying my own cell phone bill, so
But you know,
it's probably different. But my mom never looked through my phone when
But
I was.
I
Nah,
feel
my
like
mother
the-
either. I don't remember her really.
Yeah.
that never happened.
She looked
but-
through my room, man.
but
I feel like there's a
Believe.
backlash with that though. Like if you on it too much, or you looking through the room, scrummaging through the room, looking through the phone. I feel like that's more reason to keep like.
no, but that's why I said you have to know when it's excessive.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think that's
like
very
you have to know.
important.
Okay, let me chill.
You know, I think my mom trusted me though at that age though.
Because
It's-
some
I'm tell-
parents
it's different
have the
with dudes,
ability,
though, man.
Some parents have the ability to know their kid. Like, yo, I know that I raised them the right way. They're gonna make their own decisions,
that's
and
another
I'm
thing.
supposed to
I'm
be
glad you
here
said that.
when they fall in their
I'm
face.
glad you said
What's up
that
with the mic.
because sometimes you could raise your kid the right way, but
they
the
still do.
friend
That yeah.
The
They
influence,
friend.
that negative influence.
is a negative influence.
And that same thing happened with my little brother. My little brother passed away, and he grew up the same way I grew up. Like he
Yeah.
grew up in the hood and nothing like that.
Yeah.
But his friends influenced him to be in the wrong places at the wrong time, and he ended up getting shot. And it wasn't even for him, just
Right.
being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the
Right.
wrong people. So even if you raise your kid the right way, like it's so many
It's so many
influences.
so many
things
different
that could-
outcomes.
there's
There's so many
many
avenues they
variables
can
that
end
can
up
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. And then being
crazy.
black as well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts
Um,
too. So that's a whole nother.
That's a whole, that's a whole
We'll get into
other
that. We'll get
world
into
right
that
there.
too. But active, real quick before we wrap up, I just want to ask you a question. Did your mom treat your sister different than you, like in terms of the whole privacy thing, or was it the same across the board?
Honestly, I think my mom treated us all the same. My mom never really was a mom to search for stuff. She would she never really. I think she just trusted us to do the right thing. Honestly,
Or maybe you just
I
didn't
don't-
know she
but
was
y'all
with
never really did nothing crazy.
not really. Probably cut school,
Yeah.
and when I cut school, it was playing ball,
Or
stuff like
games,
that.
Stuff like that.
And then, matter of fact, my mom never even knew I cut school.
Right.
I told her after.
Nah,
Or you
I got
or you
picked up
thought-
by truancy
or you
one
thought
time.
she ain't know.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, she really didn't know
What?
Yeah.
because I was
got
one
picked
of
up by
those
truancy
kids.
before.
What's that?
I was one of those.
That's the
cops that-
school
when
cops.
they-
Auxiliary
Oh, no, I
cops?
went to school in Jersey. We
Oh,
had-
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's
right,
like
right.
the
You
school.
know.
I was
college.
one of those kids that didn't study for
Wow.
for like tests, but I was always passing. And then
Because you smart.
I'm not smart. I'm alright. But I was always one of those kids that just did what I was supposed to do. So if I did get caught, she wouldn't be that mad. It'd be like, all right, you doing good at school, but don't do it again.
That's the trick.
I have a
Yeah.
question for the parents. here,
We
'cause
gotta
y'all got
wrap
older
up
kids
because
real quick.
Mhm.
Have y'all had the conversation with y'all children about dealing with police?
That's a
Me,
good question.
not yet. Probably because she's a girl.
I
But
don't.
I
feel
know
you.
it don't matter, but
Yeah.
not. You see, I don't even want to cloud her
Yeah.
head with all that yet. Maybe when she's like.
Where she could understand a little
But you
bit
see,
more
what's
at a
crazy? I
older
took
age.
her to see that movie, The Hate You Give.
Uh-huh.
That was
I
a
heard that
great
was-
movie.
yeah.
That's kind of why I'm
That's
asking
a
the
great-
question.
Remember I was telling y'all?
Yeah, I
I
took
said
her
it
to
like
see that
2
movie,
episodes
and
ago.
she was crying like,
Yeah.
she's like, damn, this is what.
This what goes on.
happened.
What goes on.
Because
Yeah.
she might be with a person that just has
Yeah.
to deal with that, and you got to know how to
What,
react.
what age would you do it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking y'all. Mine's still a baby.
I think for
But
me,
you see, I know he's gonna be a big person, so I gotta have that conversation.
For
that
me-
movie, I kind of spoke, like I touched it a little.
Like
bit.
had a little conversation.
Yeah, but I ain't go in depth because it's like focus on school. Like I don't even want to. I kind of don't want to cloud her head with too much, like with the boys in school and this and that. Do your school thing, and it's like I don't want to wait till a situation happens, but it's like I'm gonna get there.
I
Mm.
know
I think
when I'm
that,
gonna
you
do
know,
it.
Corey and
Yeah.
I probably suffer from the same thing. We believe that we could protect them from everything. Like
Right.
my daughter
right.
gets driven to school, gets picked up from school. She doesn't know what it's like to be on the train, what it's like to be on the bus. She doesn't know. And I
Mhm.
like growing up, I was on the train. I took the B16 to school.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a clue about that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a blessing and a curse. We try to hold on to their
B16.
innocence and let them know
But
everything is going to be cool.
You think you should make her start doing it just to?
I think we should. Like my daughter's a little bit older than your
You
daughter.
used to
She's
live
12,
around,
right?
You had to live around me.
Yeah, y'all live close.
Yeah,
to
from
each other.
Flatbush, sure.
Flatlands area. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I'm
it's
not
about
talking
back-
about. I'm talking
oh.
about back then.
Oh, back.
Well, we
Oh,
have
my
a review
God.
this. So I think that the way we live our lifestyle, we kind of shelter our kids. Like my daughter, if somebody walks up towards her that's a stranger, especially a male, but she has no you know she's scared already. So I think that we should still have those
You had the
conversations.
birds and the bees talk.
I know when I'm gonna start.
Lightly.
Though.
Lightly. That I'm not prepared for.
When you gonna start?
But
When he reached junior high school.
what the birds
6th
and
grade.
bees
That's
talk?
next year.
No.
Or with the
So
cops
then you
talk?
have two
Yeah.
conversations to have.
Facts.
Police
But I just
and
finished
birds
We
and
guys have a
bees.
whole episode about that one.
Just wear condoms. That's it.
But
Yeah.
we have a whole.
Yeah, like junior high school is when I'm gonna talk because I knew my experience in junior high school.
Junior high school for me that's when
Tell you the
niggas
truth.
used to get it.
We gotta wrap
poppin'.
up though. So
Yeah,
we gotta
like
wrap up.
6th grade. But for me, I saw a lot of police brutality when I was in the 4th grade, 3rd grade, around my hood, living on St. Paul's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why I said you had to be around me, you know. So, but Junior is not in that environment. You know what I'm saying? So, I would start when he's in 6th grade, like when he's going to 6th grade before he gets there, because you never know.
I think this documentary came out about the Central Park 5, and I
Yeah.
watched it yesterday.
I want to watch it tonight.
I watched it. I
Dope.
watched it Saturday.
Really
Watch
dope.
it.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's
Watch
OD.
it.
You remember
we
it?
gonna talk
Right,
about
that's
off
my
the
era,
show.
right?
Yeah.
That's when the whole thing happened. Was my era, and of course we remember, they've been going to jail, being wrongly convicted. But when you watch this documentary, how they backed into this whole story,
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
Junior gets picked up by truancy. If they still have that, I don't even know. But how does
Nah.
he supposed to react when he gets to the precinct?
Mhm.
Like, call my father,
Yeah.
call my mother. I'm not saying anything. They took advantage of these young boys.
Took advantage. It's crazy. But
Right?
yeah.
And even their uneducated parents, they took advantage of. Like, oh, just sign, we're going to let him come home. Because the parent knew their child was incapable of raping this woman. But they still pinned it on them. The story is to watch it. Everybody needs to be
Yeah,
prosecuted.
we're gonna have a whole episode regarding that entire situation because I think that's important to bring to light, for kids and parents to know their rights, know what to do in that situation. Maybe have Haley come up here again and speak about that. But anyways, it's a very good episode. We're gonna wrap up.
Thank you.
Shout out to you,
Thanks,
Corey,
Joe.
Thank you, man.
Keisha.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank
Y'all really,
everybody.
we had
Thank y'all.
this is a really good time. We had a great discussion. Talking about a whole bunch of
Yeah.
different things.
Usually we joking around, but this is a very
yeah, this was a more serious episode. Usually it's a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was still a conducive.
You had about 2. But it's
A
like,
couple.
yeah.
But anyways, Keisha, thank you
Thank
so much for being
Thank you
here.
so much.
Keisha.
Just let the world know, for those that's watching and listening, your business Instagram, and whatever you wanna say,
whatever you want to put
closing
out
remarks.
there.
Yeah.
Please follow us at ShiningStarKidsSalon.com on Instagram or www.ShiningStarKidsSalon.com. That's the website. And look out for our book, I'm Fearless, and the expansion of the apparel line for kids
Yeah, she got merch. I forgot to mention that as well. Yeah, we get the merch on the website, right?
on the
Yeah.
website or in the store.
So shout out you out. You know what I'm saying? Shining Stars Kids Salon. So all that is gonna be in the bio in the YouTube, right, for the description. So Corey, you up next? What's the Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Corey K, CORREY_K. Look out for Tropay June 30th.
Yeah.
The Kids Block Party July 13th. A lot of dope stuff coming before the end of the year. The Corey
August.
K Effect, August Dubs. So look out for me. Check my Instagram.
And June 30th will have you got to send active the link and we'll put it on the
Yeah,
YouTube description.
All right.
Because this episode will be out before that event
Before that.
happens.
All right, cool.
So we'll put everybody's tags and links, put everything on the page or whatnot.
Thank you.
All right. So Keds, what's your Instagram? Let's close it out.
K3DZ, follow me.
Yeah. Phresh, what's your Instagram?
The
Closing
Fab
it out.
Fresh with a PH, no F, BCE at the end.
Chase,
King Chase 718.
Nice.
DJ Active. I was waiting for the music, bro. What happened to the music? No music today? That's all right. It's too late now. What's
you want me
your-
to play your favorite song again?
No.
All right.
What's your Instagram handle?
DJ Active 24/7
Yeah, because you DJ Active 24/7, right?
because I DJ Active 24/7. That's right. And
All
it's
right.
also my birthday number. That's what you want me to say, right?
Maybe.
Oh, July the 12th. Summer
Oh,
Champions.
yeah.
Bruh, I'm tired
Yeah.
of telling you, son.
Summer Champions.
That is not Leo season.
We taking over.
That's the time
Shout
for
out
the
to all
Wait,
Leos
cancers.
out
so
there.
that's the date for the party?
Yeah.
July
Yes.
the 12th.
You're
Yeah.
doing that on BRT weekend?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna be here.
You up against BRT?
He'll be
I'm not
alright. He's a
watching all
house
that.
DJ. It's DJ Active,
I'm
man.
not
He's a
watching all
household
of
name
that.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Summer Champions, July 12th.
Never mind all
But
that.
anyways, we
That's
gotta
a
go.
Cancer
We gotta
bash,
go.
not a Leo bash.
My Instagram name is Lance BCE, and don't forget in closing, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on all of our platforms that we have. We are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Play, we're on the whole 9 yard. Also, if you guys have any topics that you want to discuss, business sponsorships, if y'all want to collaborate, email us at inquiries@stooptalkpodcast.com. It's inquiries@stooptalkpodcast.com. All right. So the Stoop Talk Podcast crew is signing out. Keisha and Corey, thank you once again for coming in. And it's a wrap. We will see y'all next week. We out here.
Cheers.
Peace.